Like the forces are conspiring against me. It's like, oh, we get to talk about the TWAB every week. The TWAB is garbage,
I just
right?
like
It's like it's gonna be even more about me. I'm like, great. And then you go, oh yeah, lightning just struck my internet. We might not even have a show. I'm going, okay. The story of my tattoo that's right here
uh-huh.
is it's one tattoo that's actually three tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, it's a drunken mistake at 16,
Okay, I was going to say they're corrections. I got you.
right? That got covered up when I was 21 when I worked as a I actually was a I worked the autoclave at a tattoo parlor, so I sterilized all the equipment
Oh, very cool.
at a tattoo parlor, and so part of my payment was getting it covered up, and that didn't follow through, so it got 80% done.
Oh, wow.
So it's my one tattoo that's between my shoulder blades is actually three tattoos. It's a fuck up, a what the fuck, and a finally figured out.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
Right?
Nice.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Welcome to episode 46 of Guardian Downcast. We're a couple of dads that talk about all things in the Destiny universe, discuss other topics in gaming and entertainment, and finally, we interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. I'm your host, The Gator, and my co-host, Mr. Hazel, is here as well. Hey Hazel, how's your week been this week?
It was going pretty good until yesterday. This is a friendly PSA from your Hazelnut at Guardian Downcast to change your furnace filter. I don't know the last time you've done that or if you even have to do that for your type of furnace, but if it's been like 18 months, that's probably a bad thing. And yeah, that's what we're dealing with now is basically our furnace is kind of frozen over, and now there's ice and all that shit is melting, so that's what we're dealing with now downstairs in our basement. Good time.
Yeah, sounds like it. Damn.
Yeah, so change that furnace filter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Well, other than my disappointment in humanity between the Minnesota riots and the police brutality, I would say this almost didn't happen tonight. Last night I think I called you guys. We went out of our house to a city park and used their Wi-Fi because lightning hit an AT&T cell tower that our phones apparently use, and I guess my fiber is connected to that tower because both went out at the same time. And let me tell you, there's nothing more helpless than not having phone or internet in your house. You know, usually you can use one or the other. You know, if we lose internet, I can hotspot my phone. If we lose the phone, which hardly happens, we still got internet to do Wi-Fi calls. And I lost both last night, so this almost wasn't a thing tonight. This morning it was back up. But other than that, it's been a great week. Well, good deal.
Wow.
It's been crazy, man.
See, listeners, that means that Gator does not trust me to run the ship.
We're seeing rocks ahead. All right.
We can go through them.
This might have been an absolute disaster if you would have left Hazel and me alone.
Well, that voice you hear is our guest. He's a longtime member of our little Discord community and our community as a whole. He's a streamer and overall a cool dude. Our friend, Mr. N8FOO. How you doing, Nate?
Doing pretty damn good. Haven't had any lightning strikes, but I've been dealing with these little bits of heat waves going on here.
Yeah. It's hot everywhere right now. It's crazy. Yes. And by the way, if you hear a little listeners, if you hear a little beep beep, that is my lightning indicator. So that just tells you how many strikes is going on right now. But
yeah,
all right.
It might be the end of the show. The last thing you might hear is beep beep, and we'll edit an outro in.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Gotta love the summers in Florida. Well, hey guys, just an overview of tonight's show. We're going to deep dive into Nate's life here and find out more about him. Maybe mention a few shows and games we've been playing for the week. Then we're going to try his luck at our new and improved Fast Fire segment we call the Speed Run. Hazel's going to go over the lengthy TWAB this week. We might chime in as well afterwards. And finally, we'll answer our Twitter and Discord questions from our community and add 2 songs each from everyone here for our Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify and now iTunes. Hey guys, ready to do this?
Sure.
All
I got
right.
nothing else to do.
Good deal. Let's do it. All right, Nate. Well, thanks for coming on the show tonight, buddy. Let me start with this. Where are you from?
Where do we begin on that? I'm currently residing just outside of Los Angeles in the fabled San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
Anyone that's familiar with the Tom Petty song Free Falling or the movie Valley Girl or Clueless, yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where I'm currently living.
Okay. You're married? Do you have kids?
I am married, have been married, I think, what year is it? It's 2020. I'll be coming up on my 5-year wedding anniversary in about 2 weeks.
Very cool.
And I have 2 beautiful children, one that just turned 3 at the end of March, and one that's turning 2 in the middle of July.
Wow. Little ones.
Yeah,
Nice.
both girls. It's, my mother wished this on me.
She's getting her revenge, huh? Well, what do you do to make a buck these days? What do you do for a living?
I work in the aerospace industry for a small up-and-coming company. No, it's actually it's a pretty big global conglomerate. We're a part supplier for a bunch of different projects, and I do quality control part testing. So I make sure the thing functions per parameters before we drop it in a box and ship it out and put it on whatever it's going to go on. So last I checked, I've had parts on the Joint Strike Fighters. We've got stuff that as simple as quick disconnects in Navy submarines. It's just a variety of stuff. So I see a lot of different stuff. It's a high pressure environment, literally and figuratively. There's a good chance that something could blow up at any moment and take me out. So, I get paid pretty well for it, and the benefits are okay.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I think I just crapped myself. No. Well, you sound a lot like Arisen Phoenix a couple weeks ago. He's a quality tester as well, quality control. He's kind of like Hazel, the quality control expert.
And I've gone back and forth a few things on intellectual properties because there's stuff that he does that ties into stuff that I do.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
Risen Phoenix and Burning Wing. That's the other one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Burning Jorts. Yes, Master of the
Yes.
Moist.
Oh God, Chris. Sorry, buddy. It's gonna be a long night.
That's great. So, tell us about your gaming history, man.
My gaming history. Where do I begin? Because I began before gaming really kind of had a history. The first system I owned was the old original. Not even the Atari 2600, but the keyboard with the basic cartridge plugged into the side of it.
Wow. That beats
We
me.
played a game called Mule. It was a resource trading game, and yeah, you built up your pixelated mule. It looked kind of like an AT-AT. So yeah, I mean, I go all the way back to the beginning of pre-internet. The first console I had, besides, I mean, 2600 wasn't. I guess it was a console, and television was a console, but the Sega Master System, I was the bastard child that bucked the NES trend.
That's the second time we've heard about the Master System.
Yeah.
Who else? Do you
Yeah,
remember who else it was?
What? Oh.
I'll have to go back some episodes.
It's a rare animal. Yeah, not a lot of people
Yeah.
got it, but I mean, there were some innovations there that even NES. I mean, they were ahead of their time, and apparently they were still really they sold more units in Brazil than any other console. They had the 3D adapter with the goggles that to do the 3D would oscillate LCD screens in the visors to offset the image displayed on the screen. It was really cool stuff. So yeah, it was That was a pretty good system, and then of course moved on to Genesis, and I think that's where I dropped off on consoles for a long time. I was on PC after that, and games like Doom, like I cut my teeth on those. One of my favorites was Descent. If anyone remembers that one, I know I've had plenty of friends that call that game a vomit comet.
Yeah, it's a flying game, right? You fly a ship through a racetrack.
Basically a first-person shooter, but it took advantage of all axis.
Okay.
So instead of, planting on the ground and just looking left, right, up, down, you actually had full yaw roll,
Oh wow.
all axis. And I got really good at that one. I had a buddy of mine that we used to play on dial-up. Yeah.
Nice.
And I would zip through a tunnel, and instead, I had the nice controller with the twist control, so I could do all the angles on it, and I would fly over, back up, and shoot into a tunnel, aiming straight down, and he pulls over, and you see him pull up, stop, turn, look around, right? So by the time he did that, I was already just railing into him. Didn't get back into consoles until I was 14, and my neighbor had an NES playing Legend of Zelda, and that kind of got me back into heavy console gaming. And then,
Did you stumble onto Xbox or PlayStation back in the day when it first came out?
I stumbled onto Xbox because I was playing PC Halo.
Okay.
When Halo came out, that was a big game changer for me. So when it released on console, that was my first delve into the modern era stuff. Because before that, it was all PC shooters. Again, I've got my Ghost Recons, and I am just drawing a blank. Unreal Tournament.
Oh yeah,
That was that was the big one in my repertoire. Halo brought me back into consoles full time, and then when Halo 2, I had the option of basically going Xbox or Vista. Kind of sealed the deal. I still actually have the computer behind me with the original Athlon in it that ran Halo 2, because I wasn't going to upgrade it to Vista, and I said that's it. Or not. Was it Vista? What's Vista?
Yeah, I had Vista one time.
Right. Yeah, that thing was garbage.
Oh,
so
that's terrible.
dove headfirst into the Xbox ecosystem, and I've been here ever since. It wasn't until about 3 weeks ago I actually upgraded the video card in my system here that I can actually start playing some decent games again.
So do you play current Destiny? Do you play it on PC or Xbox or both? Or
I'm an Xbox main. Like I said, literally 3 weeks ago, I did a labor trade with a buddy of mine that was upgrading his old Alienware, and part of the deal was the 970, the GTX 970 that he was upgrading from. He's like, I don't know what to do with this. I'll take it in payment.
yeah, the 970 will run Destiny beautifully. It's so optimized.
Exactly. So I finally dropped that thing in. I was trying to run it off of a 570, and it was everything turned down to lowest settings.
Right.
I still wasn't getting 30 frames per second. I mean, other than to appease and play with people that I haven't been able to play with, this is not worth it. So yeah, that 970 I actually got in and have done some pretty good work.
Okay, so we talked about your gaming history. We talked about what you do for a living and all that. How did you find this community? How did you stumble upon the multitude of discords that make up our community?
That is a rabbit hole. Honestly, I don't know what the source was. It's either a combination of the original RNG cast. It might have been Destiny Reset podcast. I was, again, involved in Destiny, and I really wasn't involved in any communities, so the only news I was getting was either YouTube, which there's some questionable content out there. So I started delving into the podcasts and the podcast community, and I fell into RNG was one of my mainstays. DRP was another mainstay. What was the other one that is no longer on the air?
Crucible Radio.
Before Crucible Radio.
Oh, you're talking about Guardian Radio. I love that show.
Guardian, yes, Guardian Radio. That's the one.
I've tried to model our podcast a little bit after that. I've kind of taken parts
Yeah.
of all the different podcasts and melted them into one. And
Well, yeah, don't model after RNG because we'll be here for 4.5 hours.
Done. We're there anyway.
we do it anyway. We've had a 4-hour podcast. We've done it. It was a multi-podcast, but yeah.
Buster and Dez will appreciate that little throwback.
Jeez. Well, good deal. So you're part of the Derp clan then. You came through the Derp window.
I'm not sure. Like, I wasn't part of any clan. By the time I really got into this community, I actually fell into Dan Finity's group of influence, the old bearded legion there.
Yeah, I heard you were a mod.
Nice.
I am. It was kind of a funny thing because he started doing the Reset Boys, and that was about the time that I fell into his Discord, and he's just a funny dude. Like, that laugh is contagious.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am derping around, and I see all the LFG stuff, and there was a handful of guys going, "How about Xbox?" At that point in time, he was kind of running all three platforms. Mm-hmm. But really, PS4 was his main.
Right.
And, so here I am chatting it up with the Xbox guys. The next thing I know, I get a DM. It's like, dude, you're good with our community, and you're one of the few guys on Xbox. Do you want to be like, I'm just going to make you the founder of the Xbox side, and you grow that. Like, what? I barely know half the personalities in this channel, and you're making me basically super admin over your entire Xbox side of the operations.
Yeah, no pressure.
So yeah, I got thrown in right up to the neck, and we ended up growing the Xbox site up to about 65 people, but like any clan, I mean, I'm sure you see it in yours, you've got your active users and you've got your guys that kind of check in once a week or once a month and just kind of grab the clan engrams.
Everybody has their...
I see Hazel raising his hand there.
Everybody has their time that they spend on Destiny. And it's different
Right.
for everybody, so I respect that. I do.
Yeah. So then when we consolidated, it was we dropped. I think we dropped PlayStation down to about 50, and that was just doing an idle filter through Braytech and saying, if you haven't been on in the last 3 months, we start looking at you. And yeah, about 20 people came over from Xbox, 60 people came over from PlayStation, and then we've got a conglomeration between those two that we all meet up on PC. But yeah, I mean, that was where my big dive into this community kind of came from his community, because they were just very, very welcoming, and that made me more comfortable kind of reaching out. And there's a few names in this community that are kind of everywhere. When you see them, you just go, oh, right, that guy, the Gorilla Golfs.
Yeah.
Myself is one of them. Burning Wing is another one. Like, there are certain things when, especially Burning Wing will post his deals, and I'll get 7 pings on my phone because he's dropped them in 7 different Discords that we're both a part of.
Oh, no. Jeez.
So... But yeah, that was where it started, and then I just kind of branched out into everywhere else. And yeah, if you're in a Discord, I might be lurking, and you might catch an occasional pun or dad joke or snarky comment. It's kind of my forte. My GIF game is on point.
Well, your GIF game? Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, I was looking around. I was just piddling around earlier this evening at all the Destiny 2 Discords. I just Googled it. Holy crap. There are a ton of Destiny 2 Discords. I'm here some enormous Destiny 2 Discords. I'm talking 15, 20,000 people on these Discords. It's crazy, man.
Damn.
Yeah, there's some really big ones out there. Really well run, too. So we have a lot to learn, Hazel. We have a lot to learn, dude.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Just because you exist doesn't mean it's, quantity is not quality.
That's for sure. That is damn.
So, yeah, again, I lurk in a bunch, and there's a few that I'm very active in, and if I'm active in it, it's probably because it's not an absolute, shitstorm.
Yeah, I think the bigger the Discords, the bigger wide range of personalities you're going to run into too, and it may clash with what you like. I notice in our Discord, most of our guys know each other pretty well, or gaining some knowledge, and we all kind of get along pretty well. At least I think we do.
Yeah. Well, this helps, I think, too, is, interviewing people like Nate and H and Burning Moist Wing. Just
another one I see everywhere.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like we all see these people, but we never really get to talk to them.
Exactly.
Which is really fun for us because, quite frankly, there's nothing like doing a raid with somebody, but when it comes to like actually getting to know them, that's worth a lot. Like Uncle Scumdeath. Hell, man. I never would have ever gotten probably a chance to talk to this guy before this. So it's fantastic, and you get a chance to listen to him. So, well, let's take a step back here then. So how did you find Destiny? I mean, I'm guessing it was from Bungie and that, but
I mean, that was literally it. There was a bunch of games that I would a bunch of shoes I would play, but the one that I kind of glommed onto the most was Halo, because it was the first shooter that had a very good cooperative element to it. And my wife is also a gamer. I scored. I got a gamer wife.
Game over. You win.
Right, like makes life a lot easier when I lock myself in the office. I'm doing a raid tonight. It's going to take 3 hours, and she goes, "Okay, hon, I love you. Good luck."
She totally gets it.
Right.
That's
so we would do the couch co-op with Halo, and we loved it. We loved everything about the Halo series all the way up to Halo Reach, and then 343 kind of took over, and
yeah, exactly.
so we were always looking forward to that next Bungie product, because whether you like the game or not, there's a feel about what Bungie puts out that just no one else has matched. Like, it's visceral.
It's like a refined. I can't explain it because I was playing. I'm gonna tell you, I was playing Call of Duty with some of the guys this week, and I just noticed it's rough on the edges still. But you go to Destiny, and it's like everything is nice and refined. The UI from everything, it's very refined, and that's got to be some of the draw, just how beautiful the game is and how soft it is to the eyes.
Well, it's one of those games, like, there's a secret sauce in there where when your gun has weight to it, right, that no one else has really kind of captured. Like, you fire off the Gallahorn, and you can feel it in your soul when that thing goes off, right? That no other game, I can play Call of Duty, and it's just pop 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 pop. It's just emotion that I'm going through. There's no feeling to it, and that's the one thing that Bungie has gotten right throughout their entire series. Is just like things feel right. Yeah. There's a smoothness to it. There's a purpose to it that. It's unmatched.
Like I said, refined. It's a refined feeling. I can't explain it, but that word comes to mind.
Yeah, so when 343 took over, it they kind of kept it, but they didn't really innovate on it, and we just kind of fell off of it. And then Destiny came out, and I saw Bungie was involved in it, and I looked at my wife. I'm like, do you want to get it? And she goes, "Does it have split screen co-op?" And I went, "No." And she goes, "If I get another Xbox 360, can we play together?" I said,
"Hell yeah."
Yes. And the next day when I came home from work, there's a new Xbox 360 sitting in the living room.
Hazel's just hating me right now. I see that look on his face. He's like, "Son of a bitch."
He just dropped the camera. You can edit that out. Show me the middle finger. Show it to me. I
I
understand.
already did it once during this conversation. I'll hold it for the next one. Yeah.
I know me
Yeah.
me and Hazel are looking at Nate just like a dog that has a bone and we can't have it. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, to have a wife as a gamer is a gift, man. I mean, because you guys are on the same level. You understand, you understand how the game can hook you and the rewards and that little synapse in your brain that goes off. And my wife reads books. I mean, I love her to death, but she loves books. I can't get into books. So you're lucky.
Yeah, my wife consumes books like it's going out of style. So, she likes games that have a good narrative. And again, Destiny was good for that. I mean, maybe not so much now, but from Destiny 1 to into Destiny 2, there was good narrative to it.
Yeah.
Even now, there's good narrative. It's questionable where they're going. We'll get to that.
Well, let me ask you this. We know how you found Destiny and how you got into Destiny. Do you have a really good memory of past Destiny game that you can remember that stands out?
I do, and there's this little known streamer. I think his name is I think a Dr. Lupo.
I may have heard of him.
He was kind of a small time guy that he played with this really big streamer called Ninja with no L.
I love that guy.
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and they did this thing called Trials Trains.
That's right.
And so, I was a big fan of Ninja with Noel, and I won a raffle. Well, no, I was in a raffle on his channel, but they were both running a raffle, and I ended up winning the raffle on Dr. Lupo. That I don't know. He was a nobody at the time. I'm joking. Yeah, I won a raffle on his channel, and so that my one trials. I have one D1 Trials Lighthouse, and it is credited to both the now infamous Dr. Lupo and Ninja with Noel.
I love watching that guy play. That guy is God, he's smart. He's a smart player, man.
Right. And, I mean, I literally followed both of those guys from their grassroots. It's like where that guy is now it's absurd. And you look at him and there's a level of skill and a level of luck.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I remember back in the day, and again, a good friend of mine was a mod for Ninja with Noel. So yeah, I was back from day one before even Lupo went on webcams.
You're an OG like I was. I mean, and Hazel probably too. We both were from the beginning, right?
No, I didn't follow anybody on Twitch.
No?
No.
No, he followed them when they were on Justin TV.
Oh God, that far back?
Yeah, no, not that one either. No, my big claim to fame was I played with Glad. We were doing Crota, and he was on, and so he just threw it out in Reddit, and I was like, sure. So yeah, it was before he started to really get big and that kind of thing. So it was great to play with a Gladiator.
Yeah, I bet. Wow.
So
yeah,
that was
it's
cool.
funny when you meet these now celebrities in our community before their time. It's just like it's humbling, like to know where they came from.
I'm really
Maybe
happy
someday
for those
that'll
guys.
be you, Gator.
Yeah, not right. There's no space for old time gamers in the Twitch community. Not for me, anyway.
You never know.
Nah. I'm mediocre.
Yeah,
I'm mediocre
come on now.
at best. Please. You guys are.
There's like the geriatric people playing Call of Duty. So come on now.
I know. But
You can be a geriatric guy playing Destiny.
You know what? I love.
Call of Depends.
I love my life. I love where I'm at in
Call
my
of
life.
Nature.
And I love what I do with the podcast, and I'm just happy with that. I just love talking with people, so I'm good. Maybe it'll be
For
you,
now.
Nate. Maybe it'll be you, Nate. Maybe it'll be you, Hazel. Never know.
know. You never know. This right here might be my launch point.
Exactly. Never know, man. There is so much
It's
luck
true.
involved, and I'm so happy all these guys, Goth and Pro Man, and all these guys have really ballooned from when Destiny started up, and I can't be anything but happy for them, man. I followed a ton of streamers for a while, and it was getting expensive, so I had to start easing back a little bit. But
So
yeah,
it's funny that you brought up Broman. Like that was Broman when he started doing the Ask Broman series podcast. That was one of the catalysts that got me more involved in the community. With he started talking about the what is it?
well, I know him and
Or-
T-Rex, his
yeah.
brother had a streaming podcast for a while there. I love listening to that.
Well, no, he talking about organic networking.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually did I was one of the call-ins for that and about organic networking, and it was like, what does that really mean? It was a foreign concept to me, and it's just you find people that you have interest in, that you have similar schemes with, and you go with it, and you start making those conversations happen, and you start talking. And again, that's kind of how I fell into everything. It's how I fell into your Discord. I've been following you guys on your podcast journeys, and when you started this, it was like, I'll join. Thank you. I know everyone in here,
Hell yeah, I love it.
Pretty much.
right? Like I as soon as I dropped in, like Discord and their snarky messages, that N8FOO has come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and he's all out of bubblegum. And before I even read that, there's 15 messages going, "Oh, dude, you're here!" Like,
To believe
Right.
me, no one can be more
That's awesome.
surprised than me, Easy, and Hazel when we sat in an empty Discord waiting for people to show up. It was really surreal.
Thinking, hey, is anybody ever going to join this? Do you think?
I wonder if anybody
mean,
even knows
three
we're
of those.
alive.
I've got 3 empty Discords right now that I'm currently the master admin on, and so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we like I said, I think half of it's luck, half of it's timing. A lot of different things that are out of our control. So I'm pumped that
Yep.
anybody wants to listen to us. So
No shit, man.
And a lot of it is the community that you gather. You guys aren't gathering a toxic community, so it's very welcoming. It's very appealing for people to come in and actually have a conversation.
yeah, it is. I mean, we have young and old. I mean, we have all kinds, all ages.
All in old.
That must be me. I'm talking
Him.
about. I'm talking about me. I'm on the top of the scale. But yeah, I mean, we have people from everywhere. I mean, that's why we love doing what we do. We want to know about everybody. I mean, if I could do a daily podcast and interview everybody, I would. But I want to stay married and I want to be able to make a living. So. All right, Hazel. I'm gonna go off the deep end here.
Yeah, marry a gamer. Yeah.
God, man, I wish.
Yeah, that's our other PSA. So change a furnace filter and marry a gamer. There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
Have to be pretty. She just has to game.
All
Not
right.
saying my wife isn't pretty.
No,
Moving on. Quickly.
As she listens to this. Yeah.
hurry, Hazel.
Okay, so trying to dig him out of a grave here. So, do you have any other hobbies besides gaming?
Where do we start? One of my jobs, in my history, I was a firearms instructor for 6.5 years at a local shooting range. So, target shooting is one of my hobbies that I need to get back into. It's funny that a couple of the past guests have mentioned bowling. I am also a bowler that has taken time off because I have children. I think I carry a 186 average right-handed, a 172 average left-handed.
Wow. Yeah.
You can bowl with both hands.
Holy shit.
I can bowl with both hands. Yes,
Oh my
that's
God.
necessity breeds innovation. When you're a skateboarder, also another hobby of mine back in the day, and you do an oops and land and immediately put your wrist down behind or your hand down behind you to break your fall and screw up your wrist, you start learning to do things left-handed. So yeah,
Good skill.
I'm a righty-lefty bowler. I'm all about pub games. Give me pool, give me darts.
Nice.
I can't do a lot of the like baseball, football. Um,
Team sport.
there's a no, there's a. I have a lazy eye. It's a condition called strabismus,
Uh-huh.
and it's been corrected and not corrected over the years. So depth perception is kind of a foreign concept to me.
I got you.
Right? So like baseball, you throw you throw a pitch at me, I don't know where that ball is at. I'm just kind of swinging off timing.
Got you.
So things like bowling, it's a fixed length. I can deal with that. Pool, as long as I'm on a bar table or a pro table or an intermediate table, uh, give me a few matches on that. I can do the math on it. I can figure out the angles.
Hazel, do you see this? He's got a visitor at the door. You see
Oh,
the visitor?
yep. It's open.
Oh,
Somebody went in.
hi Sonia.
That's
Sonia.
awesome. I love cameras. I need to get mine up.
You're talking about the camera, right?
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. No, I saw the door. I saw the door part behind him, and then I saw a little cat sitting there, nice and calm. Like, yeah, that is so cool.
No.
Nice, nice big kitty. I miss my kitty.
Yeah. My dog will probably get up here in a little bit and shake and make her weekly
Oh, can you hear
appearance.
that?
Is she purring?
Oh yeah.
I can't hear it. Barely.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
a little bit. Maybe a little bit. That's awesome, man. Pets are the greatest, aren't they? Especially these times.
We call her the face hugger for.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I've lost track. Is it my turn or your turn, Hazel?
Oh, fuck if I know, man.
All right. Let me ask him
The
this.
magic of editing. Yeah.
Yes. Let me ask him this because we talked about a favorite moment from Destiny. Let's go back to when you were a little tot. Was there a memory when you first started gaming where you said, "Oh hell yeah, I definitely want to do this for a long time"?
Well, when I was a little tot, there wasn't a whole lot.
Well,
there
yeah.
wasn't a whole lot of gaming.
I can relate. But maybe when you're, I don't know, preteen, teenager, it's probably when the old consoles were coming into play, I guess, right? Around.
So I actually did a little bit of QA for the original Doom,
Okay.
right? And it was batch work. They basically said, here's your room, go through pixel by pixel, pixel by pixel, pixel by pixel.
Right.
If you find a glitch, give us the XYZ coordinates, and log and file, send it in. So getting kind of an early access to that kind of game was that. I mean, or Wolfenstein was a thing, but Doom was the big one. Getting access to that was an eye opener to the what could become of gaming.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you were a tester back in the day?
Ish. I don't know that I ever got paid for it.
No, I mean, but you were
right.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I think
That is.
ID kind of glommed onto it. Was like, hey, we have fans. Maybe they'll do work for free. And
yeah, that's what it was.
someone like me said, hell yeah, I would if you want to give me early access to a game.
So you were an unpaid tester, basically. You were finding.
I was an unpaid tester, yeah.
That is awesome.
But under very strict requirements of, yeah, don't enjoy the game. We're going to give you a room.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool. So you knew from then on
Nice.
that was it, huh? You were in.
Yeah, gaming has always been a part of my life. It was, even from the first time I picked up, the Atari 2600 and played Combat. Like, there was the competitive nature behind that without having to, I mean, the audio audience can't see this. I'm not the world's biggest guy. I'm in average height, average build. I was never really skilled with any athletic abilities. So when gaming came around, it was a big equalizer, where I can compete in a field where the physical attributes didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
So, yeah, like,
Nice.
combat. It was when I was 9 years old. I was playing with my 17-year-old foster brother, and I kicked his ass because I was better at maneuvering and angling.
Right. Right.
Right?
Strategy, baby. Strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it.
Oh,
Very cool.
Stratego is one of my favorite board games.
Oh, it was
If
mine
we're getting
too.
into that, right?
Yes, I love that game. Damn. That was a great game.
I'll fuck you up with that bomb, man.
I know.
There it is.
Did you have the electronic version or did you have the regular version?
Mm-mm. The regular version. Is there an electronic version of that?
Yeah, I played the electronic version. You'd actually make sounds.
wow.
If you hit the bomb, it would go. Pew! It was awesome.
Nah.
Electronic Battleship too. Played that. It was awesome. Anyway, all right, Hazel, go ahead, man. We got to get moving here.
All right. So do you want to say
Be real.
you want to say one last question each,
Okay, I'll ask mine
and
then,
then
because you know what I'm gonna ask.
well, see, I was actually going to.
I don't know what you're gonna ask.
No, you're not gonna
I
steal
was
this
gonna
week.
steal it
No,
and go like-
no,
and go like,
no.
like, dude, where'd you get the gamer tag?
Fuck you.
What? Did you hear my story on someone else's cast?
Oh man.
No.
All right, N8FOO. Dude, what's up with the gamer tag?
So, back to hobbies. Anyone that has a bowling hobby knows that the scoreboards have a limited set of characters, right? And my last name would get truncated
I got you.
quite frequently. So I would get Nate and then Foo. So I'd bowl my frame. I'd walk away. I'd go grab my beer. I'd go grab someone's butt. I'd go grab a smoke, do whatever. And I'd always constantly hear, N8FOO, you're up. N8FOO, get back here. N8FOO, what the... Right?
Yeah,
what are you
exactly.
doing?
Yep.
So, when I first got onto Xbox, and my original gamer tag comes from the old arcade days when you would get a high score and you'd have 3 characters, right?
Right.
And my initials are unfortunate.
That's a long name, unfortunately.
No. It's NRF. So, like, hey, number 1 score, Nerf, right?
Yeah.
So, I went by Ace for a while because I was, egotistical, and I'm like, Ace, hey, I'm always number 1, Ace, blah blah.
That
okay,
that
and
wasn't
then
on like every scoreboard, every high scoreboard.
exactly. So I went, well, I see this everywhere. That's not unique to me. So I started going by Hex, Hex.
Okay.
That was a little more unique. And then when Xbox Live came around, I was like, oh, cool. I'm just going to carry this over. Oh, wait, you can't do 3-name game. All the 3-letter gamer tags are gone. I can't do Hex. Well, what derivation can I do? Okay, I'll do HEXXED. Hey, that's cool. Right? And that was fine when I was, in my late teens, early 20s. And then I started kind of getting involved in the community. I'm going, I don't want to play under that gamer tag. So what am I going to go to? In my bowling experience came back and it was like N8FOO. N8FOO. And every derivation of that was taken. So I went with N8 for Nate and then FOO. Ooh. Double O.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
Oh.
Went with that with my gamer tag. And I'm like, all right, awesome. This flies.
All right, I feel like.
And then I started getting into the social media space of this, and turns out N8FOO is taken by a very respectable gentleman in, I want to say he's in Arizona. He's an astrophysicist. So, yeah, uh, that kind of died in a fire, so my social media is all over the place, and so yeah, when we get to the call outs at the end of the show, when you say where can people find you, it's going to be another 20 minutes.
Okay,
So
good.
sit down, hold on, strap up, and go.
Well, I feel like I need to insert a PSA for our younger listeners. There used to be these console games in the local 7-Elevens, and when you got high score, you had 3 digits to put your name in. Mine was always TOD because that's all. I mean, my last name is,
Todd,
yeah,
right?
my last name is very long, so and that's why he's talking about Ace and Hex, and that's all we could do,
Yeah.
kids, back in the days, and to differentiate ourselves. Now you can write a book to put your gamer tag. I mean, you can do double X 360 no scopes, double X XXX. It's crazy what you can do now. But
Don't forget the 6'9".
oh, 69. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. So,
See.
all right, Hazel,
Yeah.
go ahead. Ask your last one. I know what you're going to ask.
All right. So, well, actually, you were talking about Nerf. What you could do is Nerf or nothing. See?
Okay.
I know some listener out there caught that reference too. But anyway, so that's just out there for that special person that caught that. But anyway, do you have a motto or mantra that you live by?
I saw this in these show notes, and I do. I have one that I live by a lot, and it's very appropriate for the current climate. I'm not a religious person per se. I've been raised under many different theologies. If you saw, sorry, if you heard, I mentioned foster care. I was a foster kid for a good chunk of my growing up. First foster home was a Lutheran. The second foster home was Catholic. Turns out I married into a Jewish family, so religion is kind of all over the place. But I've always kind of related with the Serenity Prayer. And I'll excerpt the capital G, but it's grant me the wisdom to accept the things
Change.
that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Right?
Good word
Yeah.
to live by.
Kind of a big thing. And if you're ever in a Alcoholics Anonymous program, which I've also kind of been a part of,
Well,
as I sip my wine.
I was going to ask you one more thing before we left, but I think we just got it. I was going to ask what was one thing that no one knows about you. I think you just
Oh,
mentioned
well,
two of them.
no. There's a few of things that people don't know about me,
Well,
but yeah,
spill.
that was one of those ones that that sat with me, that really kind of stuck home, and that keeps coming up, especially in the current political climate. It is, I can't change all the. I have a good circle of friends. I've got a good circle of influence, including you guys, including the people in the Discord, including people in my other Discords. We all have varying opinions. And I'm not going to change your minds, and I'm not going to try to,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So that's one of those, I can accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference is just, like, I'm not going to pick a fight with someone. I'm not trying to make you believe something that you're not going to, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you, man. Well, you
Right.
said there were other things that no one knew about you. Did you want to
So-
did you want to share any other?
In my growing up in the foster care system, so yeah, there's one thing. I'm a foster kid. I was in 2 different foster homes growing up because my family was an absolute grease fire. But in the second foster home that I came into, they actually really involved me into the church. So for 2.5 years of my life, I was an altar boy.
Okay.
right? And anyone that knows me well is going to be shocked by that because I'm probably the least religious and least contained person you will ever meet.
I hear you.
Nice. I was an
So
altar boy
yeah,
too.
all right. Are we both part of the unmolested club?
Well, yes, I am.
Okay. Yes.
I was just Baptist, so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
My first my family came over on a boat under the guise of being Protestant. My first foster home was Lutheran. My second foster home was Catholic. So yeah, I've got a well versed breadth of that side of the faith, and then I married into a Jewish family.
that is awesome, man. No, my wife has a sociology degree, and she learned all about religions, and the Jewish faith is fascinating. And you'd be surprised how many faiths overlap each other so much.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Indeed.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So yeah, the irony of me being hexed in my previous gamer tag
Exactly. Exactly.
as an altar boy that
Right.
has a good firm grasp on religion.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
let's tie it all back in.
we can't let you get off that easy. I might have done a little done a little digging around the discords before we move on here. I talked to
Oh, shit.
yeah, surprise time. This isn't in the show notes. I did this with Arisen Phoenix too, and I got a kick out of this. And I asked around, and I was very surprised. A lot of people responded. Jay, aka Gear Dad, I talked to him. He says, ask Nate how much he will miss having the 405 freeway to be an open drag strip. Can you expand on that? I guess it's
That is a deep callback because the 405 is an interesting stretch of highway, and with the COVID crisis, like nobody was driving for a minute. But even with that, there was this thing called the 1994 Northridge earthquake. When I have people that come here from out of town and we're driving down the 405, there is a particular patch of the highway right before Devonshire Street that if you're from here, you know this. If you're going too fast, you will catch air. And they've continually tried to improve it. But people go, how the hell is a freeway like this? And it's because of the 94 earthquake. That part of the freeway separated quite significantly. So now it's a good launch ramp a la Dukes of Hazzard style if you're going 140-ish.
oh my god, that's awesome.
Right?
That is awesome. Well,
Nice.
Jay.
But yeah, I've been enjoying the 405 being wide open and the 5. I actually take the 5 every day into work. So the 405 is kind of insignificant to me.
Right.
Sorry.
That's all right. Jay's always the best. He always comes through. I ever ask him a question, he's always there for me. Thank you. Thanks, Jay, for that. And I ask another guy you might know, Average Joe. He says, you got to ask Nate this. What is the one thing that you, Nate, rag on Joe the most for? Any clues what that might be?
Oh my God, that man is bad with grammar.
That was it.
And it's, oh my gosh.
He says it drives me crazy.
He's actually hit me. I'm like, do you want to run the social media account? I'm like, why? He's like, because you always pick on me over your, there, or just, I get it. He's tapping it on his phone, and I'm not really trying to pick on him so much as of I'm trying to get ahead of it, going, yeah, just posted this to our official account. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Can you delete it and do it all over again before it gets traction? Because there's been a couple of things that we've posted. And for those of you that don't know, Average Joe and I are part of the Guardians mental health group, guardiansmh.org. He's one of the founders. I've got elevated to one of the peer support leads. So
Yeah, I'm not to interrupt.
yeah,
Joe mentioned that you just got your certification for mental health first aid. Your mental health first
yeah,
aid
it was
certified
a
now.
program that we went through. God, we're always trying to learn and do better at what we do,
Mhm.
and get more education, kind of get ahead of what's going on. And the mental health first aid thing was kind of reinforced our position in the gaming community as, we're a place to go if you kind of have those feelings where, stuff's not right. I don't feel good. I hate bringing this up on your podcast, but I don't want to
No.
be here anymore, right?
Yeah.
Um, these are not uncommon feelings. These are not um, one of our biggest things. And if, you know, it, our audio listeners aren't going to see this, but I'm wearing a wristband that says "You are not alone."
Nice.
It's a place to come and freely voice what you're feeling without being judged. And we have a very diverse user base in our Discord, from every walk of life, young, old, every race, every. I just recently fielded a couple of issues with transgender. Like, we're a place to come for people that need to be heard,
Sure.
that have been shut out by other communities. And the program that Average Joe and I went through was a mental health first aid. And as it sounds, it's very appropriate. We are not therapists. We are triage, right? You come in, you're bleeding. We're going to put the Band-Aid on you. We're going to patch you up, and then we're going to get you where you need to go to actually get fully healed. But we're the first step. We're that first step in that process of getting you back on your feet and making sure you're not bleeding out.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
That's very noble, man. That's a noble
Yeah.
noble creed.
No, I know. It's
It's
and
very
I'm on this
admirable.
side of it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on this side of it, and I'm still just every day. It
Yeah.
it just floors me that
Yeah.
the what we do for the community is it's mind blowing because
Hmm.
I get people that come in and go, I never knew this existed, and in this day and age of electronic communication, how you can't find support and healing and help
That's crazy.
blows my mind.
Well,
Wow.
Thank you
Well,
for
congratulations.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations on getting that done. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, and thank you, Joe, for actually putting that opportunity in front of me.
Good deal.
So, thanks, Joe.
Well, I do have one other person who
I'm
mentioned
I'm still gonna rag him for his
as
next Twitter
grammar.
post.
Yeah, I had one more from RNG Gator. I was talking to him today, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I got a question for N8FOO. Ask him
Uh-oh.
when he realized on Friday night that he was on a podcast on that same Friday night." He says, "I'm being serious. Ask him." You know anything about this?
Wait,
Sounds like
what?
Inception.
He says, "Ask him when he realized on Friday night that he was on a podcast on that same Friday night. Were you supposed to be on another podcast or something? And you forgot or
Or
something?"
did you think you were rating and you were on a
No,
podcast?
no. Yeah, maybe that was misunderstood on Orange Gator's point. I was in Dan Finity's chat earlier while he was running my brother-in-law through a raid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, again, I'm all over the place. I know where I'm going, RNG Gator. I appreciate you
Uh-oh.
trying to check me on this. Um, I mean, this particular week has been exceptionally difficult for me. My brother-in-law and I are recording our own podcast. I think we just wrapped up our fourth episode of it.
You want to share the name of it? Are you ready to?
We'll do it in the post.
Okay, gotcha.
Or at the end.
Sure.
And then I got randomly hit up on Monday to be on another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my duties on Thursday with the Guardians Mental Health podcast. And then tonight being on a podcast.
I thought
I'm glad I only had to edit one of those.
Oh my god, yeah. I can. One podcast is enough for me per week. Thank you. Wow.
Right?
That's
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm waiting for Danfinity to say, hey, you want to come on SideQuest next Friday?
I hope he brings that back. I love that show. I really do.
Oh, he's doing it. No, he's doing SideQuest. He's done a couple of bumpers. Yeah, he's done bumpers of past interviews.
Okay. Good to know.
Just because, again, life's been kicking everyone's ass.
He was part of my inspiration for doing this. I listen to his all the time. Very cool. Well, okay, we'll end on a light note here. Well, maybe not so light.
Oh, we're ending?
No. I mean, for our interview here, RNG Gator wanted to finish up by saying, and another question: why does Nate hate Florida so much? I mean, he made lightning strike he's talking about my internet last night for saying something about Florida.
Your quote unquote finger
state, right. The finger state. No, I was lighthearted. He's just being lighthearted about it.
No, I actually love the state of Florida. I spent a year up in the Pensacola, Navarre area, the beaches at Destin. It is beautiful, and I wish I could have stayed out there, but life being what it was did not allow me to do that.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you can deal with 75% humidity 90% of the time,
yeah, it's pretty.
Then this is your place to be.
You would say it's very moist here. Very moist.
Moist.
Moist?
Yeah.
Moist.
Okay.
Oh, moist.
Now everybody just turned off the podcast.
Moist.
Hey, I just want to point out, though, that RNG Gator is probably the only fact checker that we have here in our entire Discord, because he was calling out people all week long as he's listening to it. Like, hey, you got this wrong. Hey, do you mean this? And it was great. I appreciate it. It made me laugh every time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to actually troll him. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's never fact-checked me. Never. Never, ever.
No, because you live in Florida, so he just assumes you're on bath salts. So
no, he's fact-checked me plenty of times. He's polite enough to DM me about it, but yeah, he definitely is a fact checker.
A topic of conversation that came up with a bunch of my guys over in the Beardo side was, what's your favorite drink? And my favorite drink growing up, between my 26 and 36 was a drink called the Surfer on Acid. And if any one of you are bartenders, it's a 3-count of Malibu rum, a 5-count of Jägermeister, in pineapple juice in a small rocks on ice.
Holy crap!
Shit.
Right?
That's a lot of liquor, man.
That's a pineapple. It's a pineapple gummy bear with a death wish.
Oh my god!
Right?
That much Jaeger in one glass. Jeez.
So when I moved out to the Navarre area and we were going out to the beaches, there was this one little club out there that I walked in, and she says, "What do you want to drink?" And I said, "I want a Surfer on Acid." And the third backup bartender was like, "Hey, I used to work for Jägermeister. I know what that is."
Wow.
And we walked through the whole process of making one of those, and it was good. On my way out of the state, I drove by that bar, and it said, "Now featuring the Surfer on Acid."
How ironic. Wow.
Wow.
Well, dude, thank you for sharing your story with us tonight.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I got so much more than I expected. I love it. I love it, man. Me and Hazel are just messaging each other, going, "This is awesome." Thank you for sharing your life with us. And you know what? Let's take a break. We'll be right back. The movie theaters are still closed. You know, I'm really bummed out. I just listened on the news today that the major chains are still closed, but I heard they're ripping chairs out and making the theaters more spread out, like 50% capacity of what they're used to doing. So I'm hopeful. I am definitely I'm jonesing for a movie theater, man. You know me, I was going to 2 movies a week, and now we've been doing nothing. So I figured, you know what? There's a lot of people like us, you know, coming home, not be able to go out. I figured let's talk a little bit about what we've been watching, what's been filling in the hours through the week. So, Nate, I'm gonna start with you, man. Anything you've been watching this week that maybe people want to hear about?
Just wrapped up the the season finale of the Masked Singer.
Oh, isn't that great?
Like you and I have been watching that.
Yes.
Judged.
I think we're the only two people.
Right?
I think we're the only 2 people in Discord that are watching that show.
And you know what?
That admit it. Yeah, right, Hazel.
Sure. I was kind of disappointed with the finale.
I was too.
A little bit.
I mean, last year it was Seal, for God's sake. It was Seal.
Right.
And this year was not Seal. I'll just leave it at that because I know people might still want to watch it on demand. But I
don't know.
See it.
I was not. Yeah, I agree, man. I was a little.
So,
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Zito making it that far into the competition
As the Rhino. Yes.
Right.
I would never have
That
guessed.
was amazing.
That was probably the highlight of the year of the season, because I never would have guessed him. Didn't even know he sung.
Like one of those things with that particular show is, you know, they started off and Nick Cannon's like, oh, we have 42 Grammy Award winners and all the accolades that they want to spread it into the to the contestants. I want to see people that don't have necessarily musical acumen succeeding in the competition. Like the original premise behind the Masked Singer was what made it popular was the Korean version of it, and Ryan Reynolds dropped in on the competition and blew it out of the water. Like, who knew that guy had musical talent?
Mm-hmm. That's what's great about the
and
show.
then the Unmasked was like,
know.
holy crap, that's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. But when the winners of the competition are Grammy Award winners, and the entire time I'm questioning their musical ability, I don't know. It just it kind of jades me to what that show really is trying to accomplish. Like, I get it, the old timers with Dionne Warwick coming on and
sure.
trying to revive, but a YouTube star. What was the turtle was Little Bow Wow.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
If you want to watch this show, you might want to fast forward 5 minutes.
Sure. Right, like Little Bow Wow, like
yeah. I was like,
that's cool and all, but
but who cares?
Right. In retrospect, I expected more talent out of that. Mm-hmm. Right, like you're a renowned recording artist, and you came on the show and was all about your dance moves. And granted, like, I get that carried you to the finals because you were entertaining the entire time.
Absolutely.
But to be famous at that point is kind of weird to me.
Well, when I ran into this show, I went back and watched the last two seasons. I started binge watching them because I was like, this is an awesome show, and it started in Japan. You know, wacky Japan game shows are, and that's where this came. It might have been Korea, maybe. My bad. And I was like, this is an awesome premise. Nobody knows behind the mask, and it could be anybody. This year, it just felt like it ran a little short. I was like, who is she? How do I know this woman?
Right, you're either exceptionally talented or
Yes.
it's so obscure that no one would know who you are.
Yeah.
And part of that was like when they revealed Barry Zito, I'm like, oh, fuck, right?
Yeah. And who was the
that was my last OF moment.
Well, the other one was Jackie Ivanko. I thought that was good because she was a little opera star with America's Got Talent, which I've been watching for years. And for her to come,
I mean,
well,
political opinions aside, Sarah Palin.
that was boy, was that no one knew that was coming. Absolutely, well played.
Right?
That was last
Well
season.
done.
That was very good. Yeah, or was that this season? Was it the beginning of this season? They're all meshing together now for me. I don't know why.
Right?
Was Sarah Palin was last season, right?
No, Sarah Palin was this season.
That's right. Okay, it was at the beginning. Gotcha. That's awesome. Oh, she was doing rap, man. It was crazy. She was doing Sir Mix-a-Lot. Did she do Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Come on, Hazel. Really? I heard you snort.
I am so just.
She did a Sir Mix-a-Lot
amazed.
song, didn't she? I thought she did. Maybe it was a Hammer.
She did. She went. Baby got back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Not to bore Hazel any further. Anything else you've been watching, Nate, this week or the last couple weeks?
Really, Hazel? All right.
I'm just mesmerized by the concept of this show about taking people who
It is.
may or may not have any singing talent and putting them, and then you have to guess who it is.
I'm
Out
telling
of
you.
everyone in the entire world, basically.
You watch it, you'll get hooked.
Were you not surprised that someone with any small smidge of talent, and that would have been Sarah Palin? Like, that's not intriguing to you?
That was a bomb drop. I never would have
Right?
imagined she would have gotten the guts.
That was the like of the entire season. Now that I've seen the
Yeah.
entire thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
the finale was like, meh.
Yeah.
I was Sarah Palin? Are you fucking kidding me?
I think
Right?
I think we were all there. We were all there. That's for sure. Well, what else?
That's awesome.
Anything else, Nate? You been watching? wanna share?
Like I'm following all the. I'm trying to catch up with devs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm not done with it yet. I'm still trying to finish up the Expanse. Like that's
Oh, that was
that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is mine too.
Like, so devs and Expanse. What does Nate like to watch? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a show for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Well, no, when he's done.
Okay.
I've
Oh,
got
go.
a show for him.
Go.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Hazel.
no pressure now. So I started watching two shows. One of them is on HBO Now. It's Doom Patrol.
Wait, hold on. HBO Now, HBO Go, or HBO
HBO.
Max?
HBO fucking Max. That's what it is.
Wait a minute, it's called Doom
Yeah.
Patrol?
Yeah, Doom Patrol. It's
Okay.
from DC Comics.
Okay.
But that's not the show for Nate here. No, the show that Doom Patrol is really fun. It's basically a bunch of like second-rate superheroes that say fuck a lot.
Okay.
So it's right up my alley, basically. And yeah, they make inappropriate jokes. It's a really good time, actually. Yeah, watch it. There's nothing else like it. I'll guarantee you that. But the show that I'd recommend though is what is it? Dark on Netflix. It's very reminiscent of Lost. So if you've watched Lost,
Lost. Hated it.
see, I loved Lost.
I like Lost. I just got pissed at the end.
Thank you. No, I loved Lost, and then
I was like,
what
that's
the
it?
hell
That's it?
happened? Right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, put the cork in the island and you're good. It's okay.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I get it, but fuck it. It was a fun ride. It's the journey, right?
Yeah, that's what Nips would
But
say.
yeah. But Dark though, it's very interesting. It reminds me a lot of Lost. I thought of Kingsley Mack because he like Lost a lot too.
Hmm.
And I'm like, wow, this really brings back that feeling of Lost where people are like, I'm like wanting to like dive into it more and more and do research on my own outside of it just to find out more about it. And what it's about is basically like it starts off with present day, hint, hint there. And there's like a kid that goes missing. So you don't know where the hell he goes, but you get little shots of like what he's up to or what's being done to him. And then there's other things that are going on. And then another kid goes missing and he goes to a different place or, well, the same place, just a different time. And it really screws with time and how things are done. It's a German show and it's fantastic. I am loving it. I'm like 4 episodes in and I'm just like, okay, I need to put my life on pause just so I can watch this.
Is it dubbed?
So
Or is it English?
either one, whichever one you want. Well,
Oh.
it's dubbed and subtitled. It's up
Okay.
to you, whatever you want to. But yeah, it's definitely a fun time. I love it too because they have cliffhangers on cliffhangers. So it's like you'll see somebody with a box and you're like, ooh, what's in the box? Well, then like 10 minutes later, they open the box. And you're like, ooh, okay, well, what the fuck is that? And then it's like, oh, okay. And then 10 minutes later, it's like, okay, well, they did something with the box. Like, well, what the fuck did that do? And it's just all these cliffhangers, and it's just
That's
fantastic.
what it is.
What was that?
It's a Tom Cruise wet dream. Right?
Mission Impossible. Up and down.
Kinda,
Up and
sorta.
down. Yeah.
I mean, he wants
Yeah.
he wants to record he wants to record a movie in space. It's gonna happen because he's been in touch with people with SpaceX,
Oh shit.
right?
Why not?
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Sure.
Right.
Because he paid enough money. There we go.
Oh man. Anything else you've
But
been
yeah.
watching, Hazel?
Not really. No. Just Dark and Doom Patrol.
I gotta check those out. Those sound good. I'll have to look into those.
Good times for sure.
Okay. Well, my wife and I, of course, are missing the movies, and there was a movie that was gonna come out before the pandemic hit called Lovebirds. Had Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, yeah.
I never can say his name. Kumail
Not gonna work here anymore.
Nanjiani. Yes. We saw it on it's on Netflix, by the way. It just came out, and yeah, it was a stinker. It wasn't that good. It's like 90 minutes long, and thank God it could have been an hour long. I would have been happier. Just typical writing, no plot, pass. But you know what? It was my first time I got my wife to actually sit down and watch a movie. So I mean, what do you got to lose? It's free, right? So I think Netflix went to him or whoever produced the movie came to Netflix and said, please give us something for it. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. I'm sorry. It was bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it all the time. There's some real stinkers out there sometimes. So don't waste your time if you have other stuff to watch. The wacky shows are coming on now. All the spring programming is just about wrapping up on most of our major shows. And there's one I ran into today. I watched. It's on. I think it's on CBS. It's called Game On. It's hosted by Keegan-Michael Key. And what it does is it uses 2 celebrity teams that do wacky shit to earn points. And it's kind of a loose game. It's like a loose game show. The teams this week was Rob Gronkowski, Gabriel Iglesias, and Bobby Lee. Think of that trio for a minute. And then they were versus Venus Williams, J.R. Smith, the famous basketball player, and Ian Carmel, which is a comedian. And it's really fun. It's really fun. They do the oddest shit. And the losers have to do what Keegan-Michael Key calls take the L. and it's really funny at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but they have to do something really gross at the end, and it's really funny. I'm obsessed with Showtime's long-running series Billions. I am fully caught up now, so now I'm like everyone else, waiting for the next episode to come out. So I'm on season 5 of that. I just signed up for HBO Max. I've been paying like $10 a month, I think, for HBO, and HBO Max just offers so much more. You can stream everything, of course. You got past TV shows, past movies. You get HBO, and I think you get Cinemax too on demand. So $14.99.
Still trying to figure out what that whole HBO Max thing means to me, because like I was subscribed to HBO with my Hulu subscription,
right?
And I went on the 27th,
right,
which was the day that you are right that Friends and Big Bang Theory were supposed to drop.
Yep,
and they weren't there.
I don't think they were quite ready, but. I mean, you're looking at all the programs. They have a lot of Cinemax original programming too. So I think it's.
Apparently,
HBO
there's a big debate with the fact that with the Roku and Amazon.
Oh yeah,
the Fire Stick
Maybe
thing.
That's it. That might be it.
Right, but I'm through Hulu through my Roku. I'm not getting that content yet.
Well, see, here's the difference. I use YouTube TV. I've converted fully, and I signed up for Showtime for like $5 a month to add to it. And now
when's the next Cobra Kai? Give me Cobra Kai.
I don't know. I'm waiting too. It's a great little show.
My God,
is Cinemax actually on there?
Yeah, there's Cinemax programming on there. Like I said,
fucking real.
I just signed up for $14.99. I added it. It was what they call an add-on on iTunes TV. I just added it for $14.99 a month. Hell, I'm paying $20 a month just for HBO. I think. So through my
I'm looking
through
here.
my DirecTV.
I don't think Cinemax is on here, man.
I don't know. I was looking through
not to
programming.
Fact check you like RNG Gator will. But
well, he will too.
But I'm looking at it right now because I'm like, there's a couple shows on Cinemax that I was actually like watching. I liked what is it? One about the sheriff where he died and then the other guy took it over. It was a
Longmire?
fun little twisted little show. No, not Longmire. It's fucking hell. I'll have to look it up and
that's
see.
Fine. We'll look at it later.
But,
okay, give me some latitude because it just came out like yesterday. Or 2 days ago. So I couldn't beat it. I mean, I'm paying more for HBO now, which is how I was watching most of my programming. Now I've got these other streaming TV mixed in with it. And it's got old shows, new shows. I mean, it's just jam-packed with different things to watch.
Yeah. The cool thing, though, that I just found out, actually, is I was looking for Cinemax shows, and they have Cartoon Network on there, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Looney Tunes, Studio Ghibli.
It's Ghibli. It's got a lot of stuff on there.
Turner Classic Movies. Yeah.
You're never going to run out of stuff to watch. I figured for $14.99 it was a no-brainer, and I know RNG Gators will say, well, I mean, I can do it. I can get it much cheaper. Yes, I know, Gator. I know you're the guru when it comes to subscriptions out there. I get it. But I'm the sap that adds it to my YouTube TV. And I got to admit, I've been using YouTube TV now for probably half a year, and I've been really happy with it. I've got my DirecTV receiver in here still, collecting dust. I'm about to cancel my DirecTV. I'm just making sure. After losing internet and phone last night, it spooked me a little bit. The only thing I had entertainment-wise was my dish. So I'll be cutting that off soon. I'll be cutting the cord, literally. Let's see. I watched one of my favorite music shows this week is Songland. This week it was Boys to Men. Really good. Really good.
Wow. Aren't they Men to Men now?
To Men,
or
ABD, BBD.
Probably something like that.
The East Coast family.
You should have seen the songs that were brought to them, though. They're really good. Real current.
DVD.
Really great writing. But whoever they picked, it's Baby Rexa next week, by the way. America's Got Talent, baby. It's back. Sofia Vergara is one of the judges. And, of course, Heidi Klum's back. So lots of nice eye candy to look at while you're watching the acts. It's always nice. And There was one act that stood out to me.
I'm sorry. I'm from the Star Search generation.
Okay.
God, really?
I love that show. I can't explain it. I just love that damn talent show. It has everything. Magic.
Nah.
They have really good magic acts. Really good ones. You got comedians. You got ventriloquists. You got dancers. You got dance teams. You got choirs. I mean, you name it, it's there. It's just, the time we're living in right now, it's a nice distraction. So there's one act that really stood out to me. And if you get a chance, YouTube this. Or search for on YouTube. His name is Archie Williams. This is an African-American man who was wrongly imprisoned for 37 years and was acquitted in the new Freedom Project they have out now with the DNA testing. He was finally freed and released, and I'll just leave it at that. You got to see his act. It's really, really good. I actually brought a tear to my eye. I was really shook up when I listened to it. My wife and I just started Fleabag on Amazon Video. And I was gonna admit, we watched the first episode. We watched the first episode the other night, and I liked it. It wasn't too bad. We're also.
Did your wife like it?
Yes, she did. She did.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be starting Seaberg, which is on Amazon as well. It's about a French New Wave star who's harassed by President Hoover's FBI for her activism. I don't know. We haven't delved into it yet, but we're going to. The latest movie release, The Goldfinch, is now available on Amazon Video, so I'm going to be watching that. On June 5th, on Apple TV, there's a new program called Dear, D-E-A-R. What this is 10 high-profile people that talk about their story, including Oprah, Stevie Wonder, Spike Lee, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Gloria Steinem, even Big Bird's in there. And then it also has letters from people whose lives it changed or inspired. So that looked interesting. I'll be looking into that. That's coming out in the first week of June. My wife wants to watch another one on Apple TV called Trying. Don't know much about it yet, but we're going to be delving into that. And per your recommendation, Hazel, I started The Last Kingdom on Netflix. I love this kind of stuff. My wife takes one look at it and goes, "Nope." I'm like, okay, fine. I'll watch it. The Stranger on Netflix, we started watching that. It's a British mystery series. Starts out a little weird, but I don't know. I guess I'm gonna look and see how it turns out. And I want to watch next week Cracked Up. It's a Daryl Hammond story on Netflix. Might want to check that out. That looked pretty good as well. So other than that's it for me as far as watching stuff this week. Hopefully it gives some people some ideas. What about gaming, guys? Nate, you doing anything other than Destiny? Or if you've been doing Destiny, what are you working on?
Wow. You drop back into me at that?
Sure. Well, we talked about what we're watching. Now we're going to talk about what we're gaming. And we always start with our guests.
No, I've been playing I've been doing my best at playing Destiny 2.
And now let me ask you this: did you get your shotgun? Did you get your Felon Fly?
I did get my Felon Fly.
Nice job, dude. Did you have you unlocked the lore on it yet?
Yes.
What's about 250 kills, I think. What it does is as you get the kills, it unlocks lore tabs. It's really nice. I've read the whole story. What do you think about the lore on it? Are you 20 in? I think you're 20 in. You look pretty lit up there, buddy. It's kicking in, Hazel.
Yeah. This is the reason why I didn't pregame tonight.
I got hot takes. Yeah.
I don't know. I read the whole lore tab, and I liked the story. It was very good. It kind of shed a light on some of the past Iron Lords and what was going on back then. Thought that was pretty cool. Anything else you've been gaming, Nate?
Yeah, it's just been D2.
That's good. That's what I used to do all the time. But I got damn it. I got pulled into Warzone this week. It was me, Hazel, Agent H, and Admiral Nips. And this was I gotta admit, I was skeptical. I didn't think crossplay would work very well. And we used the in-game chat, and once Nips figured out all the settings on his Xbox, it It was really fun. I had a good time. I am total crap at COD now. I'm so used to the new TTK on Destiny that I'm having to kind of relearn Call of Duty again. But I had a good time. You know, we played. We had a couple top 5, top 6 finishes. Did pretty good.
Yeah, we were in the top 10 most of the time.
You guys carried me pretty good. I was tagging
Or
along.
H and Nips carried us for the most part there.
I was like, where are we going, Thunder?
Let's pick a place.
Someone will get that reference. Anyway, so other than getting my Fellwinter's Lie this week and opening up all the lore and reading, that's what I've been doing.
I actually got my Fellwinter's Lie. I was surprised. I didn't think I would get the 1,000 shotgun kills.
Yeah. What method did you use, Nate, to get your 1,000? Did you just do everything, or in the?
I did the I did the sniper rifle.
You did the quest.
The Whisper
quest.
That's the one.
Yep, that's what I did too.
I did it I did it like a real man. I went into lost sectors.
Well, no, I got to about 70, 75, 76%, and then my wife and I kind of dropped into the Castellum and just
mixed it up a little.
Kind of blared away. Yeah,
they're a little meaty in the Castellum. They keep coming.
They are.
Too.
Yeah. But yeah, she wasn't. She was like, but by the time I get through the jumping puzzle, I'm only gonna have like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was happy I made it in like over 16 minutes to that area. I was like, oh yeah.
I got there in about 14. I'm a warlock. I'm a floopy boy.
There we go.
Right.
God help me.
But she is Titan. She is used to brute forcing, and she was like, I can't get into the can I punch through wall?
What's wrong with that? I do. Works for me.
But yeah, that doesn't work with the Whisper mission. So yeah, we did a bunch of Castellum, and
cool.
She finally she got her Fellwinters.
So both you guys got them.
Yeah.
Very cool, dude. I cut you off, Hazel. Were you gaming? What were you gaming this week?
Well, real quick, I just need to say this. Can I tell you how much lore that I've read since D1?
Okay. Well, I mean...
Yeah, that much. I have read jack shit when it comes to lore. So, I mean, everything that I've learned from lore has either been from a random Byte video that I never finished,
right,
or just something that I've read in Reddit where it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. Fellwinter actually did something. Neat. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Let me shoot shit and don't die.
I hear
and
you.
Punch stuff
I
more
used to
than
do that
shoot.
too.
But yeah, so what I got up to, actually, I'm glad I didn't pregame tonight because I pregamed last week and I forgot something from last week, actually.
Uh-huh.
I actually D1 rated with Kingsley Mac and Skull and Mohafo and a couple other people, I forget who.
Those are
but we
guys.
went through. Yeah, they were. And I started to fade, but that was our third one, though. So we did Vault of Glass, Crota, and King's Fall, all awesome. In like one night.
That's awesome.
And
my God, man.
Yeah.
And I had to work the next day.
Any pregame?
So, no, not that night.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Dear God, man.
You know what's funny is I see Nate here getting a little looser and looser, and we're about to do the speed run. This is gonna be great.
Yep. But besides that, though, I mean, so okay. Well, real quick here, listeners. So I have a call to action, 1, and 2. I need to point out that I keep laughing because I always feel peer pressure whenever somebody is on camera. So Nate's on camera, so I feel pressure. Oh yeah, that's sexy Nate right there. So I feel pressure to be on camera. Now, Gator doesn't want to put a shirt on or pants on because he's in Florida and, when in Florida kind of thing.
Yeah.
But,
There it is.
So, So, okay, so my call to action, listeners, is basically, well, okay, well, fuck, I'm drunk. But what I was gonna say though is,
The wheels are coming off, man.
what I'm gonna say though is that, so Nate's on camera and he's cracking me up because he's like doing looks and shit like this at what Gator's talking about. I'm doing looks too, so we might make this a thing. Oh, haha, I know what that one is. Um, but anyway. What I was going to say, though, is the wheels have fallen off completely. But my call to action is this. The 5th of June is my wife and I's wedding anniversary, 10 years.
Wow.
And because of the whole COVID-19 thing, I have fuck all for ideas. So my hint or my ask is that you guys go ahead and throw some ideas out in the Discord. Thank God she's not in there. She does listen to this, so she'll hear this probably like 3 weeks from now. So I'll have 3 weeks of being the hero. So thanks to you guys. So if you guys can think of anything, feel free to throw it out for me. I would appreciate you greatly, and I'll give you credit after she listens to the show.
Well, congrats, dude. 10 years. That's impressive.
Yep, and we've been together for 19.
Very good.
So
I won't share my numbers. I'm good.
By the time this episode releases, I will be 45.
Awesome.
And within a week of that, I will have my 5-year wedding anniversary. And 2 weeks after that, my wife will be celebrating her 35th anniversary. Or, 35th birthday.
I was going to say with who?
very cool.
Right? Wow. That
Congrats,
was...
dude.
Whoa. Hey, let's just stumble all through that minefield to get to a point. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Congrats to both of you guys.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Well, I'll just let you know, my whole family's birthdays, all 4 of us, are within 2 weeks of each other in the month of June. So,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, between June and July, most of my family has their birthdays. We're all Gemini Cancers.
Yep. My daughter's first, then my wife's, then my mother's, then my wife's, then my son's, and then mine, and then Father's Day. Busy month. Busy month. Yeah. I won't share how old I'm going to be. So anyway, let's move on.
So, Twab.
Yes, but first, Nate, we've got something to do here, right, Hazel?
No, Twab. No, Twab.
Let's do the twab first. Let's do the twab.
Let's do Twab.
You want to give him a second? Okay.
Yeah, we'll give him a second.
You know what, then we're going to do this. Let's see what's going on with this week at Bungie. All right, Hazel. What do we got in the TWAB this week?
I'm trying to think of something funny to say, but there's really nothing funny to say. So, pretty much the TWAB is
About nothing?
a lot about nothing. It's like
Damn.
easily probably 1,500 words about, hey, look back at our previous TWABs, and we'll be back in 12 days, basically.
Yeah.
With some news. So, okay, so that's basically the TWAB. So yeah, congratulations, 30 seconds.
Well, we're being serious.
Good luck to the, good luck to, who is it? 2 hunters and two Titans and a hunter. Those guys, because
exactly.
they're gonna be, they can read this word for word and probably stretch it out for a little bit, but that's not a lot to talk about.
I think it's the lightest TWAB we've had in a long time.
But I'm kind of glad that they did this in a way, just because, I mean, I don't think the community can stand anything else that's going to be a shitstorm, you know?
And no more bad news, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, you're nerfing our reload speeds. You're sunsetting all our guns that we like to use. What
and
else?
armor.
Yeah. Oh, that really gets me fired up. What do you think about that, Nate? What do you think about all this sunsetting talk? What's your opinion?
Love it.
You
I
love
love no, I love the concept of sunsetting because I don't want to be killed by recluse repeatedly every week after week after week after week after my God, I'm done with it. Just sunset it, make it weak, and get over it.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but they can still use it in regular Crucible. But in Iron Banner and Trials, yes, you are correct. It will be phased out.
Now, I've had a big problem with the way that things are gained from day one. It's a hot take. Like, I love the concept of trials. I love that there are weapons that you can get from trials that you have to get from trials. But week 1, the diehards are going to get them. So week 2, week 3, week 4, and then week 5 where someone like me, dirty word, casual, comes in and tries to start trials. We're now dealing with people
With
at the same skill, right? Well, no, at the same skill level as we are. Like, I'm not bad. I'm not a bad PvP player. But when I'm going against another bad PvP player that has a better weapon than me, to try to get to that weapon that makes me the bad PvP player that has a better weapon than me, right? You see where I'm getting at?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It's less about skill at that point. It's more about the weapon that they have and abusing that instead of the skill.
Right. Like I get where sunsetting is coming from. I get where all of the weapon modifications are coming from. I would love to see a world where trials and PvP achievements would get you a more curated god roll than anywhere else, but that same weapon could still be acquired via PvE methods. Like, my biggest gripe is, and this goes back to D1, if I didn't get that weapon week 1 from Trials, I'm now going to have to go against people of my same skill, plus the advantage of that weapon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, I make the RNG better in Trials, or make the RNG better in Raids, or make the RNG better in Masterwork Nightfalls, but don't limit people that run, one, 2, 3 cards of Trials and fail because they're going up against masters or cheaters. Different topic altogether. Or, I'm going to run a regular Nightfall, and my odds are 1 in 100. But if I run a, what is it?
Grandmaster?
Grandmaster, right, yeah. The Grandmaster Nightfall, so make my odds 1 in 10. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make it accessible. My problem, especially with PvP pinnacles or PvP exotics, is locking them behind PvP to get them.
And a lot of times the PvP weapons are best used in PvE and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Weird how that works, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, is that they want you to do both. They want you to play PvP. Then you get this kick-ass weapon that you can take to PvE and slaughter anybody with it.
Sure.
Sure.
So I mean, it's sort of like it's their feedback loop or the play loop that they want you to do. Is basically you do a raid, you get a gun, you try it out, just like Gator talked about, and then you find out that hey, this is really good and it's really strong in PvP.
Well, I
So
mean, it comes back to the play how you want. Like, there's a
Exactly.
lot of people in this community that just want to play PvP, or a lot of these people that
right.
want to just play PvE,
Well,
right?
I'll give you an
Like, if
example.
I just, hmm?
Well, not to interrupt, but I'll give you an example. I was playing Warzone. You got basically, I don't know, I'm guessing 20 weapons to use. And everyone has the same weapons, same attachments, you can add on to it. It's very similar to what guns you can use. But I can go in Destiny and grab a gun that I got from Season of the Drifter that I really just like the feel of, and I'm comfortable using it in PvP. And I can take it in there. That's a big difference. It's a big difference right there.
Well, it's less tuning that
Oh, absolutely.
that Call of Duty has to. So, I mean,
Sure.
now with sunsetting, though, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal. They're going to be like, okay, we just need to worry about these weapons here and screw everything else. Now, to a degree, I mean, you're always going to have something that's like from last season or something that's sunset that's probably going to be pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not going to be as powerful in, like you said, like that higher level content. So,
And maybe, too, because they know it's a sunsetted weapon, maybe they won't nerf it to the ground, where we have to find something else to use because they just made it null and void. No pun intended.
or if it's a sunsetted weapon, they're going to just go ahead and nerf it down to the ground and say, fuck it.
Well, I hope that because they're sunsetting weapons, they know they're not going to be a threat in higher level activities. Just look the other way and just let the weapon be what it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I know.
Well,
Honestly,
Bungie ever done
my
that?
biggest fear is that they sunset a weapon, and then 2 weeks later say, hey, start this quest grind for that same weapon
Yeah.
with the same perks,
Mm-hmm. I get it.
with the higher cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get your Better Devils 3.0.
Do you guys remember in Destiny 1 when they switched from year 1 to year 2? Remember you had to go and regrind all the exotics? Remember that?
Mhm.
Remember those years? So
Mhm.
I don't want to ever do that again. That was
Do you
such a
see his,
fail.
well, you don't see this face?
Oh, I know. I see it. I know.
Yeah.
I was there with you, man. I was like, you kidding me? I got to go earn this weapon again just so it's for year 2? Really? At least they're
I
not
don't know.
sunsetting exotics.
I didn't
It's
mind
one-
it too much for D1. I don't know why. I don't know. I just didn't give a shit. I thought it was just something to do.
Well,
And
yeah.
I know that's part of the problem nowadays. But I've got a question real quick here. So, is it possible? Two things. One, what if Bungie, like, possibly released? Well, I doubt it's going to happen. But what if they released? This is kind of one of the questions from that somebody asked. I think Jealous. Because everybody's imagining this loot pool being relatively small. Uh-oh.
Master of the segue right there. Well done. Well done. Continue.
So, what if, because everybody's expecting the loot pool to be so small with the new loot, what if Bungie released Weapons 2.0 that's basically putting out the guns where you can get your own loot, where you can use them, you can play with them. The more you play with them, you can unlock perks, you can unlock different things, and that. Do you think that would be well received if it was a smaller loot pool to keep people playing?
Hell yeah.
But would it though? I mean, immediately, of course, you're going to say yes. But say there's only like 50 guns total.
If you can make it your gun, like 30 and Still Gaming has talked about forever, I think he's finally given up on that idea. I heard it on the last podcast. He's given up. But I'm still carrying that damn flag. It would be awesome to be able to add whatever perks you want to your gun, but you have to get kills with the gun. It's just like Call of Duty, right? You don't get that red dot sight unless you get so many kills to unlock it, right?
Right.
Same
But
principle.
that's the thing, though. But do you
Really,
think that-
I have the same loadout. I've had the same loadout this entire season, which is a Monte Carlo Claws of the Wolf, and a sword, whatever sword it is that I need.
That's my point, though.
Make me get off that load, please.
But see, Nate, I'm not even close to that setup. I'm running either a Bygones, Telesto, and a sword, because swords are badass right now, or any myriad of other things like the Seraph weapons, the auto rifle that produces the orb that you can blow everything up in the room.
Right.
I mean, you can probably ask 10 people that play Destiny, and I bet you at least 7 or 8 of them have different loadouts than each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can use so many different kinds of guns, and it play to your style of play. Whatever feels good to you.
But is that going to solve the problem, though? I mean, if they were to do that. I mean, it would give you something to do. So, I mean, you imagine, though, that say you have to get to level 55, whatever, to get like a certain perk.
Okay.
So, like Rampage and Kill Clip will probably be level 54 and 55.
Yeah.
Something outrageous where you have to play the game that much. And then it's also that you have to use snipers and things like that.
You know, when you go to...
So...
Go ahead.
I just think that it's going to, I just don't think that that's going to happen. I just don't see Bungie doing it, only because it's kind of a smack in the face to what they keep saying about they want you to experiment and play with other guns and things like that.
But isn't it? I mean, if you're able to unlock, okay, you go to Light GG and you look at the gun and it has rows of different perks, right?
Of course.
That randomly drop on the gun. What if those are available to you to pick and choose as you unlock them? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Right.
Who cares about sunsetting weapons at that point?
But you're stuck on one gun, though, that you're using to level it up to that level. You're not looking at new roles.
You can work on several guns at once. It doesn't have to be one gun. I understand where you're coming from. I'm trying to walk around that question. But
yeah, like I don't care so much about the drop, and like the big thing is the rolls, right? Like a recluse by itself, a recluse is garbage unless it has outlaw kill clip, right?
Master of Arms.
Master of Arms, yeah, that's the inert perk.
Right, or
innate perk.
Whatever. Right, there's a bunch of perk combinations that make something a god roll.
Sure.
You know, that outside of that, if you don't have the god roll, it's people shard it, people throw it away.
But
so let's make those like my big thing with so make the raid have a higher opportunity to give you those god roll perks.
Yeah.
With weapons 2.0. So give me a weapon, and those last 2 perks, I can get perks for them, right? I like the gunsmith. You can buy a perk. Those big perks come from raids.
You mean a mod,
right? Or a mod, right? So the highest percentage comes from endgame activity, but they're not exclusive to that. So sure, if you play Trials and you want to get that perk, it's a 90% probability that you're going to get that perk that you want. But if I play competitive whatever, right, it's a 20%. But I can still play in that lower field and eventually get that. Like, a big problem I had with Trials and why I've only got the one Trials Lighthouse is when I tried to enter that arena, by the time I get there being a casual player, say I'm a skill level 6. I have to compete against a skill level 6 from day one. but when they get that masterworked, perfect weapon, they're still a skill level 6, but they have a gun that gives them a skill level 7 or 8. Right?
Yeah, I follow.
That's not good. That's not good for player retention because I'm still better than that person skill-wise, but because they've already gone through it, or they've grinded it out, or they've done whatever the thing is, in that thing, there's no way I can compete. I can compete. But if I can step away from that and go, okay, well, if I sit there and play Control long enough, there's an outside chance that I get that same perk. I'm more willing to engage in that field of play. But when everything is locked to an activity, when it's locked to trials, or it's locked to a raid, or it's locked to a nightfall, that's it's frustrating as a casual player, as a quote unquote dirty casual.
Yeah, I get it. But what if Weapons 2.0 means you don't even have to try? I mean, you basically get kills with a gun like in Call of Duty, and you unlock different gear. You unlock different perks. You unlock different sights.
Well, it's an odds thing.
See, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know, so...
Right. I want Weapons 2.0 to be an odds thing. If I play Trials, I have an 80% chance of getting that God roll. But if I play regular Crucible, I have a 10% chance of getting that God roll. But I still have a chance of getting that God roll. Whereas currently, I don't have a chance of that God roll unless I go up against everyone in Trials.
I think we're talking about two different guns. I mean, I'm talking about a hypothetical 2.0 where you, as you get kills with the gun, you can unlock and choose the perks you want for the gun. This is something 30 and Still Gaming's been talking about forever. You know, transmogging the gun into a different gun the more you use it. And what I'm saying is, who cares about sunsetting? Everybody's going to want the new guns that they can construct their own perks on. But if it's a RNG thing, and it probably will be because that's what drives Destiny as a looter shooter, then
any looter, yeah.
So I follow what you're saying. Higher level content, you should have a better chance of getting what the role that you want. I don't know. I guess we're gonna know at least a little bit of what's going on in 12 days.
12 days, yeah. Fucking hell.
Jeez.
I mean, my biggest problem with the Destiny franchise is it's kind of had a gatekeeping mentality. If you don't play Trials, you don't deserve the best Trials weapon. If you don't play raids, you don't deserve the best raid weapons. And for raids and for nightfalls and for general public events, that doesn't make a difference. But as soon as you get into the PvP environment, you can't have that. Well, if you just don't get to that level, you don't deserve.
Yeah, it's less about doing it and that. It's more about the skill or the gun that they have at that point.
Yeah, it's.
So
I would hate to be Bungie right now because they're at a crossroads. I think they have to decide which way they're going to go in the future here, and is it going to be toward the hardcore person, or is it going to be more to the casual player? And
they're gonna lead to the casual because the casual is the majority.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's math.
I mean, look at all the hardcore players that played Year One Trials. Where are they? They're gone. They're playing Valorant or other Valorant or other hardcore games out there.
But that's because Destiny immediately, like when it came out, it turned off so many people.
Year one,
it was double primaries.
No doubt.
Exactly. That's the reason why everybody left, though, is because double primaries. It was easier to run public events to get leveled up.
Yeah, year one was
no
a mess.
No offense, as a dirty, filthy. Let's lock me behind a Pornhub paywall. Casual. I loved Year One.
Did you really?
Yep.
I ran
because I could go and do, and I wasn't restricted by these events and these, trials or strikes or whatever. I could level up as I felt necessary.
Yeah, and I mean, see, that proves my point. Destiny's has to appease so many different types of players.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I mean, I think they've been trying their best to try to appeal to the hardcore and the casual, but I mean,
There's a happy medium. Yeah, there's
somewhere
a
they've
happy
got
medium.
it's like I said, I'd hate to be Bungie right now, and I'm so excited to see their next Vidoc, which you know is coming soon, probably in June. And
12 days.
I look forward to it every day. I mean, every year the Vidocs, because they're very well done, and I don't know how they're going to do a Vidoc with the COVID situation
This way, yeah.
I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you about Weapons 2.0. What do you guys think about? I mean, this goes back to, I mean, Luke Smith saying, hey, how do we make your 10th Better Devils feel special? What if he gave you the option of saying, you could keep one perk one perk basically for each gun, and it would go on to your, like a blank slate for a Better Devils. So say that you got a Better Devils with accurized rounds and you really like that for you. So you go ahead and you keep that, and you can delete the item, and then you have that perk on this blank slate for a gun. And then you can build your own gun, basically.
Well, that's what I was alluding to, is that you could pick the perks. Like when you go to Light GG, you show all the possible gun perks that can drop randomly, RNG. But what if you could actually choose, when you get so many kills with the gun, you unlock a link and you can pick another perk for the gun. Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah. No, I'm saying that, say you get a Better Devils with shit rolls across the board except for it has Rampage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you lock in Rampage for your blank slate Better Devils.
I got you.
And then that's your gun. And then if you want to make any changes to it, you have to get, like, say that they nerf Rampage, so then you have to find a Better Devils with kill clip.
I got you.
And then you can lock that.
And that's another thing.
Honestly, I would just love to earn perks.
Yes.
Not gun specific. Like, sure, class specific. Give me a let me earn do a thing and earn a hand cannon precision perk, right?
Right.
Or let me do something that's more broader based and say a primary precision based perk. Right? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there needs to be somewhat of a grind, because I would say at least half Destiny players love Destinies because they can jump on and work towards something every day, instead of hoping that something randomly drops in their lap that they might actually want to use. And I think they tried to fulfill that with the bounties, and people are just so tired of bounties now and having to go pick them up and goddamn expired.
Yes, I am.
Honestly, I've had a bunch of those because I'm kind of edgelording right on the end of a bunch of triumphs and perks and whatnot.
Sure.
Like, I get a random kill in Gambit and I go, oh shit, I actually unlocked a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a fun thing for me. Like, I wasn't specifically trying for that.
You're referring to the triumphs?
Well, just triumphs, achievements in general.
Okay.
Like,
sorry.
When I can get them, no, that's fine. When I can get things while I'm just playing the game, play how you want. That's been the big mantra for Bungie for a long time. Is like, we want you to play the game how you want to play. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to play derping around doing doing patrols on the easy, and I'm limited by what I can do, or I have to make 15 stops and pick up specific bounties, or that's just like, I loved being able to just log into the game and drop in and play, and then suddenly go, oh hey, look, an engram. Awesome. Mm-hmm. That's gone. That's kind of a missing element.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I totally understand that. Yeah. Well, Hazel, anything else we want to bring up here before we move on?
Last thing is Prime from the TWAB is the Prospector, the Belvedere weapon ornament for it, Sparrow, and a new Ghost Shell. So go get that. And
What?
yeah, if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, I mean, they give you a free.
Yeah, link your accounts. It's not hard to do.
Yep, they give you a free weapon and that kind of shit. So
It's free.
that we all have anyway.
Well, some of us. Yeah.
Well, anybody who's played since D1 or D2, I mean,
Sure.
they like vanilla. And I mean, when they handed out exotics like candy,
Right.
that's
I mean, I have it. Like, I love the ornament.
see, yeah, exactly. It's awesome. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, aside from that, that's all there really was in the TWAB. Actually, we talked about the TWAB more than Bungie talked about the TWAB.
You're right.
So
Good luck. Good
yeah.
luck to Two Titans and a Hunter. Good luck this week, buddies.
Yeah, those poor guys are fucked. I mean that in the nicest way possible. But yep, so that's it for the TWAB.
All right.
I think we have a speed run now.
I think we do.
Shit.
Oh, I think he's sobered up a little. We'll see.
I think
We'll
he
see.
thought we forgot.
No, we're not forgetting. No way. All right, we'll do that right after this.
That's empty. That is empty.
Oh, that bottle's empty. All right.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week. This segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 125 randomly asked questions, and Nate here is going to have 60 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers. We're going to keep track of how many questions are answered by each of our guests every week. And at the end of the year, the guest with the most will win a cool prize. Tonight, I'm going to ask the questions as usual, randomly from our list. Hazel is a timekeeper and quality control expert, context-wise. In the event of a questionable answer, Hazel's decision will be final. Sin and Kingsley Mack are the co-leaders right now at 26. So my question is, Nate, you ready?
I followed this long enough. Those are some pretty impressive scores. I have a pretty good feeling that you guys are going to stymie on one of those, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I've sat with the podcast and with the stopwatch, and I don't know that I completely 100% trust Hazelnut with the quality control, but. You know what? If it's close, like, you know, if I get to 25, maybe I'll petition for a peer review. But if I'm at 19, there's no point.
Just so you know, I have the questions numbered as well, so I'm the check for his balance. So we have 2 different forms of verifying how many you got. So we'll be good. We'll be good.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Warlock.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Lefty or righty?
Righty.
Thick or skinny fries?
Skinny.
Do you like black licorice?
No.
Vader or Yoda?
Vader.
Is chili soup?
Yes.
What is your spirit animal?
Cat.
Do you have a tattoo?
Yes.
Describe yourself in 1 word.
Creepy.
Playing cards or board games?
Cards.
Anna Bray or Ada One?
Bray.
Who is your favorite musician?
Tool.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Have you ever been in a band?
No.
What was your first video game?
Doom.
Blue, green, or brown eyes?
Brown.
Mac or PC?
PC.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Trek.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Water balloon fight or food fight?
Food fight.
Fallen, Vex, or Cabal?
Fallen.
Beef or chicken?
Time.
Beef.
Okay. I've got a number, Hazel. What do you got?
Yep. I got 23.
That's what I got.
Not bad.
Solid number,
I'll take
dude.
it.
Solid number. You're all worried, man. Solid number, dude. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not bad.
I still don't know how
I don't-
Sin and Kingsley got 26 to this day.
Yeah, I don't know where I would have optimized that.
No, it was very optimized. And the questions have similar form to make it as consistent as possible when I pick the questions. So they're very consistent. So
And there were a few of those that I spat out.
I think the one that threw you off, I would say, is your describe yourself in
Question.
one word.
Yeah.
I think that killed some time.
Creepy.
Other than that, no, dude, I think you did good. Good job.
Yeah, you did good though. See, and you were nervous. Come on.
He had to take a break.
No, you've got me on video. Did I look nervous at all?
No, you look fine. You look
Okay.
fine. In fact, you're still drinking your beer when I started asking the first question. I was worried you're gonna go. Oh God. Well, I just want to remind everybody that we have decided to keep our channel labeled Speedrun Question Ideas in our Discord. So if you have an idea for a great speedrun question for next year, add them there. I did want to announce that we are going to have a drawing at the end of the year for all the entries in there, and we'll be giving away a $25 gift card. Just our way of saying thanks for participating. If you put more than one in there, we'll take your top 5 that we like, and we'll put those 5 in the drawing. So thank you again. And if you have any ideas, like I said, speedrun question ideas in our Discord. So good luck. All right. I think it's time for good old Twitter and Discord questions, Hazel. What do you think? Have I forgotten anything? I think that's next.
I think it is.
We'll do that right after this. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week again. It is our Twitter and Discord questions. And this is where our community sends us questions through our Discord or through our Twitter. Or also you can send it to us at guardiandowncast.com.
You guys were way too nice to me this week.
Oh, no, we're good. All right, so I'm going to start it off this week, Hazel. Drafty put a question here. It's at N8FOO. Is Gator and Hazelnut more important than trying to help get a Destiny 2 rookie their first raid clear? LOL.
Okay, so I think the motivation behind this is I'm over here doing your podcast while my brother-in-law is trying to get his first raid clear, and yeah, it's all about me.
Good answer. Good answer.
Nice.
Yeah, RNG Gator, I love you, but
Oh no, that was Drafty.
oh, sorry, Drafty. Yeah.
They're the same person. It's
Yeah, I think so.
No. Okay, yeah, no, it's all about me. Like, if he wants to get his first raid clear, he can get it on his own. I'm on a podcast.
Well,
and
ask him where he was when you were trying to get your first raid clear.
mind you, I'm sitting in my office right now doing a podcast with you guys, and the person he's referencing is currently battling with my 3-year-old, my almost 2-year-old, and his newborn almost 4-year-old.
Oh my
Or
god.
4-month-old.
You sit him over there?
Right? Yeah. Like, you're on your own. I'm going to go have fun and record a podcast.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I think you won that one.
Yeah, I think you won.
All right. So, question from Warlock. What do you think is going to happen with this almighty crashing towards Earth? Is this happening or will it be stopped?
What do you think? What do you think, Nate? What's your opinion?
I think it's happening. I think with the leaks that have happened with the community, with beer, I think the Almighty is going to crash into the tower. There is evidence to indicate that is likely the resolution to this this story arc.
Well, Luke Smith didn't he reply to Goth's tweet that he was not ready? That worried me a bit. That makes me think this might go dark. Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. I think our tower is going to get bruised a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be destroyed. I don't know. I have a feeling something's going to change on the tower. What do you think, Hazel?
Yeah, I think we'll get some debris that'll hit us, but I think that something...
Cloudy with a chance of Armageddon.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think that what I'm predicting happening is that the triangle ships will actually save us from them.
Oh, you're on that line?
Really?
Okay.
From the Almighty.
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they can they can either use us or kill us or something like that.
What?
Sorry, I'm Team
Your team Rasputin, right?
Right.
Your team.
I think
Right.
I think Rasputin is gonna injure it, but I think he's not gonna kill enough of it. I've even heard rumors that Titan's going down.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
He's yelling temper.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out in 12 days, right, Hazel?
Right.
12 fucking days, yeah.
Can't get her quick enough. All right.
That should be the episode title. Check back in 12 days.
You know, it might very well be. It might very well might be.
Who's your next guest that has to answer that question?
Thanks, Warlock. I haven't seen you around much. I think you mentioned that you've been working, so hang in there, buddy.
Yeah.
Great question. I've got one from
Either
Jealous.
that or the drunk cast.
Oh, well, yeah, that could be too. This is from Jealous. Question for the show. If you had one chance to time travel with a round trip back to the current time, where would you go? Time travel with a round trip back to the current time, where would you go? Like in time, where would we go, or where physically where we go?
Let's go with
Wow.
both.
Both?
What?
What a roll.
Jealous? I love you. What?
I'm going to assume
Wait,
he means what time would we go to? The past or the present,
Right.
maybe? Or future?
Well,
Yep.
right, and then come back.
Back to the
So
present.
whatever we do in that time travel jump
Yeah.
has repercussions with our return.
Right.
As
Well,
his
that's the
is
thing.
like giving me the full anatomical view of his chin.
I gotta read the fucking questions.
Oh, you're distracting.
Shit. Well, I'll tell you. I'll answer this first. Let you guys think a little on it. I'm actually a little worried about what's going on with China right now. My, it's kind of getting crazy over near Japan, Taiwan area, and I would like to go into just the near future to make sure we're still here. I'm really thinking that right now.
Right.
God, I hope I'm wrong.
2021 seems
Yes.
like a good destination to get to at this point.
Yeah, let's say November of 2021 to see how things are. Dip my toe out, look and see what's going on in life, and then come back.
If you want to look at the political spectrum, so
Yeah.
what
Sure, that too.
2 years, so
That'd be a bonus.
right, August of 2022, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's see where we're at here. I know we don't want to
never
get
know.
into a whole lot of political topics, especially this month has just been
Yeah,
brutal,
it's been tough. Yeah, this is a Destiny podcast,
right?
but I'm sorry I even mentioned that, but it's been on my mind. I'll be honest.
No, yeah, like you can't. No lies. Like all the shit that's going on in Minnesota
Yeah,
is just. I
it's-
don't care where you lie on the
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the political spectrum. That's fucked up.
I was
So-
just shaking my head watching the national news on both sides.
Right. Yep.
I'm going to leave it there.
Yep.
I think two things were wrong in that.
You
that story.
you can edit that out if you want. If you don't, I don't care.
We'll see. So I feel
Yeah.
when I'm editing it. Hazel, we haven't heard from you. What do you think?
I see a ceiling, and his chin. and his smile.
See? There we go.
And his
So
smoke alarm that probably doesn't have a battery in it.
it's actually a light.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, I was getting a snack. Anyway.
Okay, got you.
Snack.
Where would you go? Where would you go, Hazel?
I can derail and re-rail at whim. I'm just saying.
So my first thought when I read this question was I'd probably go back to about 7 a.m. today and then call in sick. But in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I'm
And then
actually
in the grand
next Wednesday, so whenever the podcast drops on Sunday,
Probably, yes.
Sunday-ish, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'll be taking Wednesday off because I'll probably be too frunk to drunken,
Got you.
right?
I like it.
I'll take it.
My actual answer is going to be the 1950s greaser kind of time frame.
Okay.
So, yep. Leather jackets, all that good stuff.
You want to go?
All right.
You want to go grab a shake and a burger, fries?
Yeah, exactly.
That actually sounds good. It was a very innocent time back then. At least we thought it was.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, we.
But sure.
Again,
You'll find out.
I live there. Remember that Mel's Drive-In. I could go there right now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Right?
You're in LA.
Wow.
That's right. No shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm saving that one for you later, Hazel. That one question. Okay, this is from Truth Lives. Question for the show: what would you want a Weapons 2.0 system to look like if they introduce it in September with the weapons sunsetting? I think we kind of brushed on this already.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't jealous. It was Truth Lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll pass that question up because we kind of already answered it in depth. So I'll move on to the next question from Truth Lives. Question for the
my answer to that is I would like to see more grind towards the perks as opposed to the weapons.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like give me an opportunity for a weapon, but let's make the grind towards God roll perks available for everyone.
Right. Yeah, we mentioned that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept, though. It really is, though.
I like it.
I mean, it's almost like they would have to probably retool or some things, or at least redo everything, or not everything anyway, but just how they do things in the future season.
Right.
You're killing me, man.
Hey,
I'm getting dizzy watching you.
Wait, stop. Let's stop what you're doing with the game and rethink everything from what you saw on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right. Question for the show from Truth Lives again. First, if you could create the next race for Destiny 2's expansion, what would you make? And second, what race would you want made into a playable race in Destiny? So what I guess what he's asking is what enemy race will we create and what race would we want to play as a character? Nate, what do you think?
Well, I mean, with the recent audio file of the what everyone is calling the Veil at this point, I think we've got our answer, and I love where they're going. It's very Halo-esque with where they expanded on to other races. As far as give me something unique. The pawns, the bishops, the rooks. I don't know if you've seen the Reddit thread on this. They've fleshed out the Veil into the appropriate classes of the captains,
I got you.
Right, the regulars, the dregs, the
Pawns, yeah.
Right. I like where I see where they're going. As far as our character progression is concerned, I would love to see us get another skill tree, but I'm not hopeful that that's going to happen. I think we're going to get another enemy race. I think it's going to be another Taken, much like we had the
Taken King.
Right, the Taken King. In the Halo days, we had the.
I never played Halo.
Oh shit! Lost reference. Well, right. You started out with the Covenant, which was your Fallen in our world, and then the Flood, which would be your Hive, and then there
was the Cabal, which were sort of like the guerrillas and that kind of thing.
These were all the same race?
No, but it's the same thing of the reskin, pre-skin.
I got you. Sorry, I was playing Call of Duty at that time.
I'm out.
Covenant Forerunners.
Covenant. That's the one I remembered.
This is painful.
When I watch my son,
you got to make sure you leave this in.
When I watch my son play, I'll leave it in.
What I'm getting at, like Bungie has, the Halo story has a familiar thread to it. I'm sure that when 343 picked up Halo from Bungie, they kind of followed that same line of thought.
Right.
And now Destiny is fleshing out that same kind of thing with the Veil. So I mean, I'm interested to see how they do this. I'd like them to have some more mechanics than teleport or insta lock on frag you mechanics. Right. Like there's a lot of things I have an issue with Destiny that's not race related. Like captains have gotten just stupid with the I take 2 damage, I teleport away from your right, and then right. Same thing with the Minotaurs, and now we're having it's just dumb. Like stop that.
Yeah,
I don't want
so I can shoot you.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna just teleport in front of me, that's not a fair. That's not a fair fight. There's no amount of skill or ability that I can have to combat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. Yeah. The Taken hobgoblins are my least favorite. It's like, oh, hey, I see you. I tagged you, and I'm gonna instantly spawn 8 void spears that are gonna track you down wherever you are, even though I wasn't looking at you and I never knew you existed. I'm gonna spear you, right? Like that kind of crap is like, really?
Well, in case no one is understanding what we're talking about, Bungie did tweet a cryptic little audio file and tweeted it today, and it's pretty damn creepy. So go to Bungie, Bungie or Destiny. Was it Destiny the game or Bungie? Can't remember which. It might be Destiny the game.
Destiny the game.
Yeah. Destiny the game is the one that tweeted it. Yeah.
Right. It's very freaking cryptic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I want to see.
I've heard people translate that as "I want your real estate."
Huh. Okay.
That's awesome.
We're gonna find out in 12 days.
Right. I've personally listened to that a few times, and I keep hearing Eris.
Really?
Yeah.
I only listened to it once. I'll have to listen to it again a little closer.
Yeah, I listened to it once, and I picked up on the Halo vibe, and I just assumed that that's going to be the new intro music for the season.
Wow.
So
that's going to be creepy as hell. What do you think, Hazel?
I want to play as a damn captain.
Right.
You know? I do. I want to be able to teleport my ass around, use blink. Haha. Sorry, hunters. I want to be able to use blink and then just have like a big fucking sword and just like skewer somebody with it like a fallen captain does. And they just look badass anyway, you know?
Right.
And we all agree the Veil, as far as new enemy race. I can go with that.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
there's enough information to confirm that the Veil is the right. Yeah, it's the right answer.
You
but I
agree?
mean, I don't know. I'd kind of like to. I mean, I think it's more of like, what do you want to see?
Right. Wish list.
Sure. I mean,
I
let's just call it the darkness.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
I'd like to see like fucking Dragon.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The Ahamkara. I'd like to see them fucking come back because we haven't heard shit about them at all.
Yeah.
So
I would I definitely think the Fallen race is one of my favorites. It's the most intriguing to me. All the tubes and shit going in their carapace or whatever their breathing apparatus is, and I would love to be a Vandal because Vandals are a pain in the ass.
Like I've always been just horribly intrigued by the Hive. Like the Hive has been
yeah.
All the races are very interesting, but for some reason, maybe it's because they're the first enemy race I saw in Destiny, with the Cosmodrome. But
sure.
When that captain at the beginning first story steps on there with his two Vandals and starts groaning that damn groan that just scares the hell out of you if you're not used to it. I like to play as those. So the Fallen would be my choice as far as a new playable race. But I love the Vandals because they sit back and just pick you apart with sniper rifles. So, or line rifles or whatever they're using. So, and I agree. I would love to see the Veil. I think that would be on my wish list. I mean, ever since I saw that picture that Eris went up to in that cutscene, it looked freaking scary as hell. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see in 12 days, right? That's definitely going to be the show title,
or
by the way.
By the time this posts, 9 days.
10
days.
Yeah. Exactly. All right.
Yeah. You call it the foreplay episode.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wait a minute, that's an R. Kelly song.
I already picked Foreplay by Boston. It's already on the list. All right. Go ahead, Hazel. You're next. Let's do a few more here.
Let me go back to the list here. So, shit. You can't do the video chat and questions at the same time.
I can.
On your phone.
Well, I'm on PC.
How?
I'm on PC.
Have two monitors.
Yeah, I know my video's off right now, but I just want to tell you guys you're number one. So, all right, Uncle Scumdeath. Question for @N8FOO.
Oh shit.
Are you as gutted as I was because Elon's rocket didn't launch? I have 5 people all on video call waiting for it, and it was canceled. We were gutted.
Yeah. No, I had it playing at my work. When I walked in my door from the end of the day, I had it playing on my TV. I had it playing on my phone. I was gutted. Like, this is a historic achievement for U.S. ego. Sorry, did I say that?
I'll believe
right.
it.
We haven't launched astronauts into space from U.S. soil since 2011.
That's a long time.
So yeah, it's been a while. And NASA has basically been decimated the entire time. So yeah, I was very hopeful that this would go off without a hitch. And unfortunately, Florida and the finger that it is.
Yep, there's another lightning strike.
Right. Downfield electrical patterns made it not possible for this launch to happen. So if you're hearing this when it drops on, hopefully, well, no, it's going to drop on Sunday, huh?
Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. Damn it. Then you have missed it. It would have launched on Saturday at 1:22 Pacific time. Hopefully it goes off without a hitch, as long as Florida's finger weather doesn't restrict it from lifting off.
Well, I will say this. I was in my truck working that day, and it was a particularly volatile day, cloud-wise. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I think I took a couple pictures from my truck and put it on the in the Discord. It was
I saw those. I saw those, and me being on the West Coast, it's like I'm completely oblivious to what's going on over the dick of the world.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm looking at my lightning strike meter. How many strikes do you think since that shuttle launch? I'm looking at my stats here. How many lightning strikes do you think we've had since that launch that got canceled?
I would say 875.
What's your guess, Hazel?
Thinking about the dick of the world.
This is lightning strikes
1400.
within 25 miles. That's how far my lightning meter goes. 1,651 strikes since that launch. It's been very volatile the last few days. So I knew it wasn't going to happen. I feel really bad, but that's Cape Canaveral. It's always that way. It's right on the edge of the ocean.
Right, and apparently the Saturday launch is mired with a 40% chance of electrical anomalies downrange.
We're in our summer pattern where we start getting the sea breeze collisions, so
yeah,
we're getting afternoon showers almost every day now. But I will say this: and I was watching the Weather Channel, if the southerly flow of wind continues, that will make it favorable for the thunderstorms to develop in the center of the state where I'm at, and not on the coast where the launch is. So I don't know. Today it didn't rain until 8:00 tonight. So
okay.
So it's just like Great Britain. You just never know what kind of weather is moving across that island. But our weather is very similar to the United Kingdom. You just never know what's going to cross the island. So
same thing out here on the West Coast, because we have everything's blowing onshore.
Well, that's true.
We don't get a whole lot of warning. Weather just shows up. Whereas, a bunch of my buddies that are in the Arizona, Utah, that New Mexico area, they're like, oh, yeah, you had rain 2 days ago. We're going to have rain tomorrow. Right. I don't get that luxury. Yeah. The same thing when I lived up in the Chode area of Florida, in the Pensacola, Navarre area.
That's the Panhandle, by the way.
Right. Yeah, the Panhandle. And I drove into a Hurricane George. I want to say that was 2001. I'm probably wrong. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, like the weather that comes through there is just absurd.
Yeah, it is. Summers are really brutal here. They are.
Especially when you live on the coast. If you're in the middle of it, at least you get about 2 hours warning.
You do. You see it coming.
Right. Unless, lightning bothers to strike the service pole half a mile away from your house.
Well, the thing about rain in Florida in the summer is the rain just fucking materializes in the center of the state. You don't see the sea breezes. What you see is when the west sea breeze and the east sea breeze collide in the middle of the state where I live. And all of a sudden, it could be clear skies, and 20 minutes later, it's black as night. It's the craziest shit. That's why we're the lightning capital of the world. It's just crazy how quickly clouds form over us. But hey, everybody, welcome to the Weather Channel. Anyway, Hazel, let's do a couple more.
All right. What is your favorite band T-shirt from Uncle Scumdeath?
I know what mine is.
If anyone isn't part of the Discord, you would have seen the two that I posted. They were from the 9 Inch Nails with Teeth tour, and one of them is the Censored for Your Protection. I love wearing that when I work.
Nice.
Just because it gets the cockles of my more. It doesn't matter left or right. The more extreme.
Right.
political viewpoints, and then the other one is the knowledge is power, and it's I believe the shape of the state. It's a grenade, but the pin is the state of Oklahoma, also from the same Nine Inch Nails tour. Like as soon as I saw those, I bought both of those, and these were both in the George W. Bush era of politics, and Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails kind of took a real big stab at politics during that time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mine is my childhood band. It's Van Halen. Not the 5150 years. I'm talking about the original Van Halen.
Oh, okay. So not the OU-812?
No. I mean, I like them too. I've no.
Right.
I actually saw Sammy Hagar and Van Halen.
Van Hagar? Yeah.
Concert. Van Hagar in concert, but nothing beats the original. Nothing beats the original. So.
Yeah.
Hazel?
For me, it comes down to two. Either one would be my first one, which was the first concert I ever went to was Linkin Park off their first CD. They had a concert around here, and it was them with Cypress Hill. So we got to hear Insane in the Membrane and
Nice.
all that good stuff. And he put out like a 6-foot bong, and yeah, my first experience in a mosh pit, and
Oh, man.
yeah, so that was good. And then the second shirt that I'd have to think about would be I went to see The Heavy, just one of my all-time favorite bands, and it was just a really memorable night. It was like I think a birthday for my wife or for me. I think it was for my wife. So I took her to see them because she really likes them too. So
Cool deal. All right. I'm going to finish it up. Let's go with War-Lock again. Why is Bungie being so quiet about the next season? Don't they usually post something by now, as there's only 1 week left of season 10?
why did you pick this question? We've been beating the shit out of this answer
Right.
for like.
Well, because it won't be pertinent next week, because we're going to know something next week.
No, we're not. We're not gonna go fuck all next week.
I don't
Haven't you-
know. We'll
Have you
see.
been listening to us?
We'll see.
Wait.
I'm just saying, I've seen other questions posed in the community. Why did you skip all those for this?
Because this one is timely, and I figured if we don't ask it tonight.
Timely? Motherfucker, we can ask it next week and we can get an answer. We'll be like, oh, hey, we'll know in like 4 days.
Well, no,
Okay.
if I ask this question next week, we'll go, well, we do know. They have said something.
Todd, I think you are overruled on this one by
What?
Nate in the Net.
What?
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 Yep, there we go.
Ah.
Yeah.
We're not going to know anything
Okay,
for 12 days.
Fine. I'll pick another question.
Okay.
Damn it. All right. Okay. That Pikachu rap done yet? Mhm.
Next.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to ask this one from Chubby Wizard. This is a good one to done. Question for the show. He always asks good questions. Do you think Bungie will fix the pinnacle weapon grind with the introduction of pursuit weapons? I grinded forever to get my Redrix, Hush, Recluse, and once I got them, I hardly used them because of the amount of kills needed, shotgun, or amount of game mode played, Gambit, had me burn out. Thanks and love the show. What do you think, Nate?
All right. So, Chubby, I feel you. I don't think Bungie is ever going to figure this out. I think they don't get where the player base is coming from. They don't understand the grind. They don't understand the difference between casual and hardcore. So, no. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Bungie is going to figure it out.
Did you guys get a email survey from Bungie?
I did
No.
not.
I did. I got one, and the questions they asked were, number one, damn, I wish I kept this email. Number one, what did you think of this last season? Number two, what did you do last week in Bungie? Number three question was, what do you look forward to in the next season? And I think they ended with, what direction do you think? Do you like the direction that Bungie is going so far this year? So You know all my opinions on that stuff, so I submitted it. Absolutely. So I
You know
don't know
what
if,
scares me though
what's that?
about that email,
They have no
about
clue.
those questions? Well, it's not even that they don't have a clue; it's that they internally don't have an idea.
Right. The fact that they're asking those questions means they don't know. And
Yeah.
this is
And
very
it's
late in
not
the
us.
game for them to be asking those questions. If they were asking these questions September of last year,
hmm
I wouldn't feel so bad about it. The fact that they're asking these in June of 2020
Right.
kind of worries me.
Yeah, it means that basically, to me,
yeah.
those questions are more for D3 than
Could be.
for Destiny 2.
It could be. I was a little taken back when I got the email. I was like, okay. All right, I'll answer them. I'll give you some feedback. So I was just curious if you guys got them or not.
Then again, I never checked my email, so I could have one right now.
You
True.
If I could find them.
You could. That's true. Well, hey, great questions, everybody. If we did not get to your question tonight, we will definitely get to it next week. Really good questions. We do appreciate you.
We didn't talk about Mrs. Hazelnut's question.
Oh, that's right. Damn, Hazel, come on, man. You got to be on the ball. Your own wife sent a question in. I pinned it. It's in our group chat.
Dude, I am not her keeper.
No, you are not. No, you are not, and thank you for admitting that.
Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, I've got it pinned. I'll ask it here. This is from Mrs. Tasha Hazelton, Mrs. Hazelnut, at Guardian Dcast, at GG N8FOO. I've been meaning to ask a question to the show again. Is there a game you used to play as a kid that your parents played? We had a Nintendo as a kid, and my sister and I played, but my dad got so obsessed over Tetris. He loved that game, LOL. Nate, what's your answer to this?
So, I saw that question coming on Twitter. I'm like, well, what video games did my dad play?
I know. I get the same answer. Go ahead.
He didn't, because I was born in 1975 and Paul didn't exist when I was growing up. Yeah. I'm a little too old for that question, but
yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from, Nate. My dad bought my Atari 2600 for me, and he thought of it as a toy. To this day, my dad has never been in video games. In fact, what we used to do for games when I was a kid is we would sit down and play chess before bed every night, and I'll never forget those times. He'd be working all day, busting his ass, tired as hell, always would have time to sit down at the kitchen table and play a game of chess. And I know my chess game is not on par now, but I still love playing chess. I just don't know anybody in my family who wants to know how to play it. I even have a Destiny chess set that I bought.
Nice.
Nice.
You and I will have to play, because
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play too.
That was one of those things that I learned from my father, because that was the games that we had. We had either card games or board games, and chess was the ultimate, the penultimate thinker's game.
Exactly.
And to this day, I still have not beaten my father at a game of chess. I've come close.
I have too.
I've come really damn close, and I still distinctly burned in my brain the smirk on his face when he knew what he thought I was doing and already had devised the plan around it.
Oh, that's the best and worst feeling in the world.
My dad never let me win. He was like, and that's the way I was with my kids.
Yep.
When I played board games with my kids, I was not easy on them. I didn't let them win.
Same.
What kind of message are you sending to your kids? Just play any game and you'll automatically win? No. It's part of life. So, good question. Thanks, Tasha, for sending it in. Okay. Thank you all.
What was your answer, Hazel?
Oh, no, he's not his wife's keeper. You're number one.
Well, he said he had an answer for this.
Oh, well, yeah. So, anyway, ignoring Gator, like I usually do. So, my mom, she got really into Dr. Mario.
Oh.
She just she just got into it. I don't know what the hell it was, but there was something about it that she would like play it more than I would. So I'd be like wanting to play like anything else, and she'd be like, "No, I'm playing. Go do something else." And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And so yeah, so that
It
was
was like
my
it was
dad never
easy
got
mode
into it.
Tetris, but it had some skill element to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
vaguely
taking
remember
out the
that game.
viruses, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Right.
Well, yep.
Hmm. Okay,
All right.
that's a good answer. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. Great questions, everybody. Thanks for submitting them. I just want to remind you that if we did not get to your question tonight, that we will get to it next week. And Hazel is also learning the poker rap. That's what he is.
Still.
That's the quote. That's the canned message he has written in the notes. And thank you again for sending the questions in. And if you have a question for our show, jump on our Discord. Put it in our podcast show questions channel, and we will make sure to get to them. We never skip a question. So thank you for that, guys. All right. I think it is time, gentlemen. It is time to put our 2 songs in for our Guardian Downcast playlist. Just a little sampling of what all of us here like to listen to. And we invite you all to listen to it as well, our listeners. Just search for Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify and now iTunes. And I will put all the links for those if you want to follow our little playlist and see what we add every week. We appreciate it. And Mr. Nate, you are our guest of honor. We'll start with you. What 2 songs have you picked, and maybe reason why you picked them? Something like that. Yeah.
So the 2 songs that I picked, and again, I'm going to poke on my own age. By the time you hear this, I'll be about a day away from my 45th birthday. So I grew up in an era of musical renaissance where industrial was kind of coming into its form. So the songs I chose for the playlist tonight are Ministry. Jesus Built My Hot Rod. This is one of those songs that no matter what is going on in my my headspace, I can put on, Jesus Built My Hot Rod. It's a love affair. Mainly Jesus in my car. Yeah, fuck it. Right. It can get me right back on the right path every time. So yeah, first entry is Ministry, Jesus Built My Hot Rod, and then the second one was Faith No More. Again, people from my era, they know them from the midlife crisis and. Right, so it's one of those. That was one of those obscure bands that I grew up with, and then they did a cover of Lionel Richie's "Easy Like Sunday Morning."
Wow, now you really throw me off.
It's you're 51. What the fuck?
I don't know,
right?
man. It's just you'll find out in 6 years, almost 6 years, that your memory starts to fade a little bit as you get older, and I just can't remember. I've got so much music in my head; it's hard to just get through it.
Likewise, yeah. So you hit me up a couple weeks ago and said pick 2 songs from your past that would
Right.
Like with the plethora of musical influence that I've grown up with.
Well, to be honest, I said pick 2 songs that you enjoy. It didn't have to be from your past, right?
Well, but that I enjoy all of my songs. I could give you Taylor Swift. I could give you.
That's true. Touche. I got you.
Right. So I wanted this is my one shot. I'm gonna shoot my shot, and if I never end up on this podcast again, which is probably very likely, I'm gonna leave my piss stain on the playlist of
Okay.
Ministry and Faith No More. So
Hey, at least it's not Celine Dion.
You're right. Believe me, I wanted to be trolly, and the Faith No More Easy is about as trolly as I wanted to get.
Those are awesome.
We still have the Frozen song in there, just so you know.
I don't want to
Well,
hear that song ever,
Yeah,
ever.
talking about trolling.
Yeah.
It was from fellow podcasters that put that in there, by the way.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Can't wait for them to start their own playlist.
yeah, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I want to whistle the little tune from Frozen 2.
Oh, please don't.
I just want to
Right?
like
Right?
It'll
hang up
never
on
get
the
out of my
call
head
right now.
Yeah, it'll never get out of my head. I might have to mute you. I can't listen to that damn song. I can't do it.
Yep.
All right.
Disney will interject and cancel this show. If that
Absolutely, they'll
happens.
copyright strike us, I'm sure, something like that. Who knows?
Exactly.
Oh, jeez. All right, Hazel, what you got, man?
All right. So, still going on my alt rock kick. I was stumbling around and I saw 3 Days Grace,
Oh, yeah.
and I was just like, oh yeah, because they had a song called "I Hate Everything About You,"
Mm-hmm.
and I remember that my wife, then girlfriend, and I broke up. And I played that song so much, and like for some reason, like I had to like go back to see her for something, and I ended up having that song on when I pulled up, and she just looked devastated when I like was playing the song, and I like got out to get whatever it was, and I kind of felt like an ass. But
So-
yes,
That was actually on the short list of my first dance songs for my wife and I's wedding.
Nice.
that's awesome.
Mm.
That says a lot. But I ended up picking Animal I Have Become, just because it's another song and I heard it. I was running this week and was like, you know what? This is a really good song. I'm gonna like throw this on the list. So that's one of my songs. And then another song is by the Exies, Hey You. So with this one, this was one that I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about Guitar Hero because that's one of the few games that she likes to play,
Right.
or liked to play back in the day. And that was just one of the songs that really struck me as, this is so good.
All right. Well, good deal, man. Just so everybody knows, we have, and not including the songs we're adding tonight, we have 292 songs in our playlist, which equals 21 hours and 9 minutes of music. So it's getting up there, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I've been putting it on when I've been running out of podcasts, which, no offense, that's been hard. I've got, I think, 62 different podcasts in my feed.
Wow. That's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot of podcasts.
I think 50 of them are Destiny related.
Right.
And the other 12 are Cincinnati Bengals related, because I'm a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know,
Why?
No, I'm sorry.
No,
I-
I'm
I-
sorry. I live in Cincinnati, and I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's recycle content back to the things that people might not know about me. When I was growing up, I actually lived in the Walton, Kentucky area. Back in the era of the, I want to say it was 82 to 85. So this was the first era of Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowldom, Kenny Anderson, Chris Collinsworth years, and then right into the Boomer Esiason, Ickey Woods years. So, yeah, if you were going to be a Bengals fan, this was the time to do it, and I was in the right place to do that. So,
Yeah.
that's why. Sorry.
That's awesome.
Here. Right?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I got a Gator one just like
I
that.
got my big old Bengals coffee mug. My jersey is sitting over here, piled in the corner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I grew up all over the place.
Good deal, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
a Bengals football fan. I'm a Detroit Red Wings hockey fan that converted to an LA Kings fan before they won their Stanley Cup.
Important.
And I'm a Lakers Dodgers fan.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Well, my first pick tonight.
Be real. I told you. I warned you.
Oh, no, I'm good. No, I'm good, dude. I love it. I love it. My first pick, my wife turned me on to this group. She listens to an alt rock channel on Spotify, and this song came up, and she turned me on to it. I can't believe I have never heard of this group. They formed in Birmingham, England in 2002 and were previously known as Pilot, The Pride, and Snowfield. That's how many times they've reorganized. This song is from their second platinum album released in 2007, which earned them a Brit Awards nomination for Best British Band. From their album, An End Has a Start, it's Smokers Outside the Hospital Doors, which has this band has a very Interpol sound to it. So if you know your Interpol music, it's very much like that. And the group is The Editors. So for my second pick, I chose a song from a group most of you guys know pretty well. They formed in Dublin in good old 1976. The rest is history. From their 2013 album, Songs of Innocence. And it's not such a well-known track on this album, and I really like it, though. It's U2, Raised by Wolves. It's a definite sleeper track, but interesting fact, this band formed as teenagers while attending the Mount Temple Comprehensive School. 4 years later, they signed with Island Records. The rest is history. Good deal, guys. I think we got a podcast. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we go. Just a quick reminder that we do have a Destiny 2 clan, and Hazel and I will invite all of you to be a part of it. I just like getting together, playing Crucible or doing a raid on occasion or whatever. So if you're looking for a clan out there, we have a permanent link in our Discord under the channel GDC Destiny 2 clan. And of course, I'll put a link in our show notes if you want to send a request to join. Look for Guardian Downcast, or DOWN is our call sign. So thanks. If you're out there listening to the podcast, do us a favor. Share this with somebody you think might like it. We appreciate it. Helps get our name out there, and, we like to reach as many Destiny fans as possible. So thank you for that. Mr. Nate, it has come time to ask you, where can everyone find you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, the whole sharing of links was actually how I found this space here. So, yeah.
Never knew that.
Nice.
Yep. So, liking, sharing, promoting everything brings people like me into your community. I don't know if that's a good thing at this point.
It's a good thing, trust me.
Right. If you want to find me, you can find me on. I dual stream to Twitch and Mixer at the same time at N8FOO. So twitch.tv/N8FOO and mixer.com/N8FOO. You can find me on Twitter at GG8FOO, N8FOO. The N8FOO account was taken by a very kind gentleman in Arizona that's an astrophysicist, and has reached out to me and said, people keep tagging me in shit that I don't understand. But I will continue to forward those on to you just in case they're relevant to you. And I've repeatedly apologized to him. So GG N8FOO, not N8FOO. Yeah, and you'll find me in various Discords. If one of these, like anywhere you find these guys, you'll probably find me lurking in some form of Nate, N8TE, or N8FOO. I'm everywhere. I'm watching you.
There's the creepy. I tied it right in, didn't I?
And I'm judging you.
Shit.
But yeah, no, like the last one I want to, like, if I can, since I've got a minute on a soapbox.
Yeah, man, do it.
If you want to find me, the whole Guardians MH thing is. It's a big thing that I'm proud of being a part of, and since we're all a part of a gaming community, something we've built over there is a non-judgmental environment for people to come and just kind of express how they feel, and vent, where that's not always an opportunity in every Discord that you're involved in. So. if you want to find me, go to guardiansmh.org and hit the Discord, and I'll find you. I will say hi to you, and we'll chat it out if that's what you need to do.
Very good.
All right.
Mr.
That's
Hazel?
Awesome. Nowhere near as lengthy as Nate's, but Hazel NT. Anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, but you do this every week, and you already got your branding nailed down.
Yeah, he does.
I try.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
because some motherfucker took hazelnut, so I had to go with Hazel NT.
Yeah, but we already saw what happened with the squirrel nuts earlier in the Discord, right?
Yep, we did.
Yeah.
That was
That hurt
Yeah.
a bit. Yes.
Yeah, and that wasn't the squirrel nut zippers either.
it hit me
But
right
yeah.
in the feels.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. Yes, it did. You can contact me via the Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's Gatr. You can also find me on YouTube, Steam, and PS4 as Gator. As Gator. Gatr. No. As Gator. Gatr, all caps underscores. Gatr space GDC on
let's make it
Xbox.
so we can't edit it. Yeah.
No. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, anywhere you guys get a podcast, you should be able to find us there. You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for show questions or whatever you guys want to convey to us. We'd appreciate it. You know what? Just visit guardiandowncast.com if you want to get all the above. So we have a great bunch of gamers in our Discord as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast, and I'll post a invite link permanent in our show notes. It's in every show note. It's in every show, guys. So it's a really great place to hang out. I think you guys will like it. And now, what would be the best way to complete the show, right? Is our crazy uncle across the pond. It's Scumdeath.
I love you some Scum Death.
Scumdeath, what's
Yep.
up this week, buddy?
Hello, and welcome to Scumdeath's Corner. I've had to run upstairs and record this quickly before I forget it. We're out in the garden chilling out with the family, and the teenage daughter, we're talking about doing stretches, and I said, can you touch your toes? Oh, God. So she went to touch her toes really quickly, and I said, don't do it nice and slowly, else you'll pull a hamstring. And she was like, shut up, I don't have hamstrings. I'm like, what? She said, don't say that I've got hamstrings. I'm like, what do you mean? Everyone's got hamstrings. They're the muscle in your back of your legs. She's like, oh, I thought you was insulting me. What? Hey? And then we're just, another thing, we're just talking about planets as well. And we were naming the planets. And the Mrs. Daughter's gone, oh yeah, well, you got Mercury. And the Mrs. like, Mercury, what are you going on about? So did you not know that Mercury was a planet? She's like, no. I don't know who I'm living with. I do not know who I'm living with. Anyway, I just had to run upstairs. I said I was going for the toilet, but I've had to come up and record this. Oh. Anyway, be safe, everybody, and I love you all. Bye.
All right. Good deal, dude. We appreciate it. I love when he sends those in every week, and he gave me 2 or 3 of them all at once. I was loving it. I was like,
That's
sorry,
awesome.
I'm sorry I didn't mean to send them to you so quick. I said, dude, you send them to me anytime you want. I got a special file for you, and I just put them in my computer.
As
So-
as long as they're not time specific, they can go in anytime they want.
Absolutely.
Yep,
And he's
exactly.
he's always right on point too. So thank you, Lee. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. And his YouTube too. So yeah,
Yes,
check
that's
that out.
right. Scumdesk Corner on YouTube. Yes. Yeah, he's got some wacky shit in there. I'll just tell you right now. It's a little cringy sometimes, but it's really good too. It's really good. He just entertains people so well. So,
It's a good time.
hey, everybody, be safe. Do that social distancing. Wear that mask when you go to the grocery or anywhere out in public.
No fancy drills, just defeat your opponents.
And thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Toddles.
Bye.
Baby.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, big boy.
Did I lower your quality quotient by like 5?
That was awesome, dude. No, that was a great podcast. I love it.
No, that was fun. That was awesome.
Me and Hazel were messaging each other going,
It's always fun for me. Like, I'm just the guy on the other end of the mic. I
Sure.
don't have to edit bullshit.
oh, I don't mind. I don't mind editing. I think of podcasts as art. You know, you listen to it, you keep what you want, discard what maybe people don't want to listen to, and go from there. It's pretty cool. I love doing it. I don't know.
I appreciate that you pulled me out of the crowd. Like, I would never expect that.
You kidding me, dude?
Again, I'm just a dude playing the role of a dude, looking like another dude, right?
Aren't we all?
Standing in front of another dude.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same
No,
party, man.
I was going to say that's code for Gator doesn't want to put on pants.